I'm assuming I'm live.
That's a good
You
start.
are now.
Pew 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 pew. Hello, internet, and welcome to another SCD charity stream for the Rainforest Alliance. Right? Please tell me I said that right.
Yes, you did.
Pretty sure you did.
Yay! I can read. I'm Steve. I am the Dungeon Master regularly for Classless Characters, which is yet another one of gajillion podcasts. And I have the distinct honor today of running a game of Monster of the Week pew, 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 with some really, really cool, amazing people who I am going to let introduce themselves to you personally before we introduce their characters and our game for today. Yeah, so who wants to go first?
I volunteer to not go first.
All right, that's legitimate. That's fair.
All right, fine. Hello, the internet and other people. I am Leech. I am the Dragonborn in the aforementioned party that I will not repeat. Hello. I'm going to play Magnus, the Monstrous Playbook, and this will be fun.
Yeah.
Also, I like oxygen, so please can we save the trees? That would be great.
Yes.
That would be lovely.
I would love to be able to show my kids trees and be like, would you look at that?
I would love to have them be able to breathe.
That as well. That is also on the list of priorities. All right. Well, thank you. Let's choose next.
I can go next. Hi, I'm Mandy, and I'll be playing. What is words? I'll be playing Tad, the Crooked Playbook, and they're very gay and very excited to be here, just like me.
Outstanding. That is a hell of a description. All right. Who up?
I suppose I can go. I'm Aki or Doom Sweater. I'm not part of anything. I'm just here because my friend Rev invited me, and I'm very excited. And I'm playing Gian the Initiative, who is about as tired as I am.
Can I just tell you that since you told me your character name, I'm completing their name as Gian Yu, and I'm imagining Jason from The Good Place. Like,
Yeah.
That's absolutely valid.
Sorry.
This is so good.
That's such a good show. Awesome. Awesome. Who is?
I don't know if Rio is back yet, so Hallie?
No, Rio's
Yeah,
here. I can see Rio. Go for it.
Oh, they're here. Yay.
I can see him.
Yeah, I'm Rio. I'll be playing Erika, who's using the Flake playbook. They are very messy, but also very excited to go to a party and maybe also see some cryptids. Who knows what happens?
Yay.
Yay!
Outstanding. And now, finally,
I was
the
gonna
woman
let
of
it. No, don't do that. I was gonna let everyone out. No, Chris, I will find you. Don't.
Everyone did go.
I know that, but don't do that. No, I was gonna let everyone else go. So hi, I'm Hallie. I'm the DM for the Small Terrible and Dragonborn party, and I'm playing Vivian out of the Wronged playbook.
Hell yeah. And if you don't know what a playbook or a cryptid are, that is our whole goal for Monster of the Week. Again, I'm Steve. I am your, not DM today, but keeper, like Quidditch.
Yes. Exactly like Quidditch.
Exactly like Quidditch. We're actually just going to play Quidditch. We're just going to describe playing Quidditch for 3 hours. I hope everyone's ready for that.
Oh dear, I took notes and everything.
So I move my broom at an angle of 45 degrees to the horizontal. So
this
we're
is
actually playing.
different.
I hope you're all ready to be a teenage British kid.
Of course. And
Always.
if the Quidditch is silver, you're at the wrong game.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's called baseball.
This is a great start.
I'm here. I'm serious. We are playing Monster of the Week in a setting of my own design. I personally am from Georgia, and if you spend any time in the American South, everyone done believe that most shit down here is haunted. I mean, you can't throw a cat into your neighbor's backyard without hitting at least 4 or 5 ghost stories.
Of course.
I thought you were gonna say ghosts. I was like, yeah.
So my monster of the week setting uses that to its fullest effect, and we are going to be playing. Sorry, the sun just started coming in that window, and I realized it was such a nice day. We're going to be playing on the entirely fictional island of St. Filberts, which is off the east coast of Georgia in the Atlantic Ocean. It's very similar in composition to places like Tybee Island or Savannah, which is a bit more famous for people that are not from my state. It's like a big port town. It's got like all that cool hanging moss stuff. It's very Spooks Mackenzie for the most part. But if we are ready, we can start playing some game.
Yeah.
Do it. Do the thing.
We're gonna do the thing.
Okay.
We're gonna
Keep
do
this
it.
game.
So I'm like multitasking as always. We are going to be picking up. Oh, where's my invitation? That's no good. There's my invitation. I don't know if you guys can see that, right?
Yes.
Or y'all can see that. Yay!
It's amazing.
So, thank you.
Steve, it's so good.
Lovely.
If you are looking at the stream, you can see this too. Oh wait, I have fanfare music.
Give me the effects.
Yeah.
A DM's best wishes. They don't have to make the sound effects themselves.
No, I am lucky
Very
to
voice,
have
of
on
course.
classless characters like a classically trained musician who thinks it's funny to make music for me.
Shout out to
So-
Jack.
Shout out to Jackson. We love you. We are picking up on the 26th of October, which is pretty close to Halloween. It is 2019. It is America. There is
It's
stuff
the
going
future.
on. It's the future, but it's also the not this dimension.
The best kind.
Yeah. So we are opening on the 49th annual St. Filbert's Charity Masquerade, hosted by the Winthrop Foundation and Dr. and Mrs. Charles Winthrop, PhD. Rich
an
people always
unfortunate name.
add that shit. Oh please! If me making fun of rich people and the ultra wealthy is going to trigger anybody, I'm just warning you now. But I'm gonna do
Oh
that.
no, but
a
that's
lot.
my favorite pastime.
Eating beluga caviar and eating the greens of the country club.
Oh,
I don't wash my hands. I have a servant for that. All right, so this party, as you can imagine from the invitation, happens every year. It is a huge event on the island of St. Filberts. It attracts a couple hundred people every year, and it is where the richest of the rich come to do charity work by getting incredibly drunk and basically just raising hell for 6 to 8 hours. Anyone that is from the area would know that this party is weird as hell. It is a sketch party. Not because there's like sketch things, but something weird always seems to happen. In the past, people have turned up dead after the party, a half mile down the road completely naked with a party hat and a kazoo.
I live in Vegas. I don't see the problem with this.
No, that's just a Monday. That's
Okay.
not even, that's just a Monday.
That happens all the time here.
That guy's probably the mayor.
That's our third one.
But tonight is your night to come to the party. So I am gonna cut us over to to the map for y'all for the first time. This is the manor. This would be the home of Dr. and Mrs. Charles Winthrop. The areas that you can see on this map are the areas that are like open right now to the party. There is, of course, like a second floor, and there is more off over in this direction on the right-hand side. But so my first question for you, and this is maybe something that each of you would approach individually or not, it's up to you. How do you get here? And what do you do when you arrive?
Based on my circumstances, I would assume I was given a ride.
Maybe an Uber?
Yeah. I have the ancient order of the Uber, yes. As for what I'm doing, I'm probably just sticking to the walls and just observing.
I got you. And what would you be wearing at this formal occasion? Because this is a black tie event. This is hoity-toity, as they would say.
Oh, a very form-fitting tux and a hat, as well as my signature mask.
Like a top hat?
Yes.
Like a top hat. Great. Amazing. Well, so thankfully today, your mask actually fits in very well. This is a masquerade party, masquerade ball. Everyone here that is already here, you probably got here a little early, to be honest.
Oh, of course.
People are still coming in. Even the staff are wearing masquerade masks. But if you've never been in this house before, it is super nice. Obviously, like all the floors are either, original hardwood or marble or like fancy granite, like very fancy through and through. As you enter, I guess a footman would be the right word, or butler, or somebody that works for the house, takes your coat, directs you towards the great hall for the cocktails, and says, and then the main party will begin in the ballroom in 2 hours. Please content yourself with anything in the lower rooms while you wait.
All right.
Great. All right. Who would be coming in next? And get everybody here.
I don't think it's me because Tad would probably be late.
It's fair.
Fashionably late.
Of course.
Yeah, of course.
They really want to do this right because they're here to have normal people fun, as their friend who gave them the invitation told them this was. And it's not more sketch than most things they've engaged in the past, so they didn't think twice about that. Or maybe they were the ones who gave Gian the ride in their mom's car.
I just imagine Tad trying to be late and Gian being like, no, we got to get there on time. We got to be a little early. And like,
no, we're leaving the house when the party starts. That's how the rich people do it.
That's most likely accurate, but we need to be there early.
Yeah, and they probably agree to that eventually because they really don't know how the rich people do it anyway.
We just guess. We watch TV. We have the Netflix.
Do we?
They just like the concept of fashionably late because it would excuse their normal lateness.
So we'll catch back up to that while you two are gonna come in together in your mom's car. I'm gonna give you a minute to figure out what that car is because a valet is absolutely gonna have to take it. And I now have this whole thing in my head. But I'll let you think about that for a second. If somebody else would like to arrive.
I don't know anything about cars.
I think Magnus would be on time, but that's because he doesn't have to travel in the same way other people do.
Yeah, would you take like a traditional method of transit here, or would you just open the door to the house?
Yeah, he would take the doors. He'd just there's where there's a door that wouldn't have a peephole, you'd see like a pinprick of light come through it, and then an eye, making sure no one's there, and then it'd just step out, just open the door and emerge. It's like when you open it again, it's like a broom closet or something, and he's just like brushes his shoulders off.
It's actually the pantry.
Yeah, just like there's no reasonable way he could have just emerged.
So there is someone in the main kitchen though as you do this. So you step out of the hotel and into the main pantry door. into the main kitchen, closing the pantry door behind you. And you see like a larger woman standing chopping vegetables at a countertop, and she says, "Whoa, that'll be Mr. Magnus then. Good to see you as always, sir." And you recognize this as Mrs. Miggins, who is like the longtime housekeeper for the Winthrop family. You have seen her like every year for the last like 25 years. It is, she knows this happens. The first time she almost had a heart attack.
Miss Miggins, and how's your grandson? How many years?
It's just the cats, just the cats. It's
Right.
every year, and every year I tell you, it's just the cats. They're
Sorry,
fine.
Is there somewhere I can put and he's got like a long bag. Is there somewhere I can put this? It doesn't seem party appropriate.
Go put it in the scullery. No one will look for it there. The caterers brought their own.
Excellent. And while you're here, he like unzips it. And he's got like two different masks. He's like, this one or this one. And
Well,
one's
what are you going to be this year? I remember last year you were one of the valets, and the year before that, a fancy millionaire from abroad.
that was fun. I don't know. Being rich certainly has a certain joie de vivre, but being staff gets you into places and no one bats an eyelid.
Well, we did hire a few extra security guards for this year after last year's seagull mauling.
Right. Yes. That was a mess, wasn't it?
Oh, there were breadcrumbs and blood everywhere.
Well, if it's any consolation, it's how they wanted to go, which surprised me as well.
I just
You're
can't
right.
think of any other reason for someone to butter and bread themselves and walk onto a beach.
Well, it takes all sorts, but believe me, it really does. Oh dear.
Well, then, I if you're going as security this year, I would recommend the white mask.
Excellent. Like straightens his. It's like a grey pinstripe three-piece suit, but it's like you know it's slightly too old because it's got the like fluffy bit that sticks out of the cuffs and stuff. It's like 100 years out of like date. It's like, yeah, excellent. And just goes and puts the bag away and wanders off out into the party.
Oh, one more thing before you go, Mr. Magnus. This year we hired a bit of extra security, like I mentioned, but if you see Mr. Douglas out on the floor, be sure to say hello. And so when she says Mr. Douglas, you know that she is referring to a man that you and your fellows know as the Voidwalker. He is sort of a go-between paranormal investigator that I guarantee you would have met before.
Right. Will he be in his usual, with the Cthulhu and the strange eyes?
Yes. We tried to put him in some formal wear, but he won't take off the trench coat and fedora. He didn't shave either.
He never does.
He's a gross man. Every encounter you have had with him, he is a gross person. He is a very nasty man. Just like hygienically, he's perfectly kind, but just like he does not take care of himself.
No.
All right.
Of all the people I have ever known or ever met, he is the dirtiest.
Yes, for that's for sure. But let's get somebody else into this party, and we'll get going with the whole shebang. So we got Magnus here, Tad and Gian are accounted for. So that leaves us with Erica and Vivian to get here, right?
Yep. Go for it, Erica.
All right. I think Erica, I don't know exactly how she arrives, but I think she's they're mostly on time, like maybe 5 minutes late, and they just enter the foyer like everyone else does because that's what you're supposed to do in these things.
Do you drive here yourself, or do you like Uber or taxi or something?
Erica does not own a car. She does not know how to drive. It's very dangerous. They own a bike.
Oh my god, yes! Oh my god, did you bike over here?
Yes.
Yes!
Oh, that is the absolute best.
This is
Okay,
wonderful.
because you get here like 5 minutes late, and this is about the time that the old rich people are starting to arrive. Like not the cool ones, but the old ones that are like, "Oh, I need to be in bed before 8:30 so I can watch Fox News."
All right.
But you pedal your bike up behind a limo, and the limo
God.
pulls away, and then a valet runs out to you afterwards.
Oh,
Stop. Looks at you. Sorry, looks at your bike, and says, the keys in the ignition? And he starts to move towards what he would do to the driver's side, but there is no driver's side because it's a bike.
I mean, it depends. If there's like a bunch of
I'll take
Silicon
it.
Valley hipsters, you might
It's
be
fine.
alright.
Oh, this is small town Georgia, man.
Oh no.
Yeah, those sorts of people, yeah, they aren't too welcome around these parts. Sorry. But yeah, he looks very confused. Did you want me to park that for you?
Erica is gonna hand him the bike lock and a key and say, yeah, just wherever. Just give me the keys then.
Okay. He hands you a small ticket. That's your claim. You can't get your vehicle back without the ticket. And he looks a little more composed. Between you and me, I'm gonna be honest. I probably won't forget that this is your bike, though, so I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll make sure to keep the ticket.
That's a real nice bike there. What's that, 10 speed?
It's a bike.
It pedals, it moves, has
Yeah,
two wheels.
Like a bike.
Yeah, no, I got it. All right, well, if you want to head on inside, they'll have a champagne waiting for you right inside the foyer, as well as someone to take your coat.
All right. Thank you.
All right, so you go inside, you get your champagne, you get your coat. The inside right now, and then Tad and Gian, I would say this is about the time that y'all arrive as well, based on the conversation we had.
All right.
Go.
Mandy, did you?
No, you had Aki had a
want to
great
go-
idea for what Tad's mom's car is like.
I'm thinking like a Toyota Camry from the 90s.
Well,
Oh,
what Aki said was usual soccer mom van, but with monster wheels because she wants to be cool.
Oh my god, yes.
So
And
basically,
so
everyone
that's
is
definitely
pulling
what we're rolling
Like,
up in.
Oh,
It's
22s on a people
minivan.
carrier. Yes.
Everyone's rolling up in limousines and bikes before this rundown white van comes along with too large of wheels and with flames painted on the side as it rolls up to this very exquisite house, and two people jump out in a dress and a tux.
So
Yeah.
you're telling me that this isn't even like a minivan. This is like a full-on sketch van. Like no doors on the back except like in the rear. No window.
Yes,
It's like got an 80s band logo on the side, and like
it does. It
And
does.
then out of the van steps these two 20-somethings.
Yeah.
I have to
Really
imagine
fancy
that your
clothes.
mom was in a band and she never got rid of the van.
Absolutely.
Oh my
And just
god,
has
yes.
always
Absolutely,
kept it.
canon.
There's absolutely a very poorly drawn unicorn on the side that's shooting out lasers.
yes.
Like a barbarian playing the guitar
It's
somewhere
the
on
whole
there.
thing. Oh.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we're just rolling up in this like nobody's business.
Yes, GN looks as serious as they always do. So
Tad is just excited. They're like, oh wow, this place is fancy. Just
Jesus. All right, so a different valet comes over to get this vehicle. Oh, hell yeah! Damn! Everyone coming up here in these Maseratis and Lamborghinis and all these fancy. This thing kicks ass.
What can I say? My mama's got taste.
Yes.
With the straightest, most serious face, GN finger guns this man and says, "You know it." There's no semblance of humor or smile on their face.
Oh fuck! This thing is awesome. Holy shit! Oh, I'll park it up real good for you. Don't even worry. Damn.
I still want to see
Just
this.
Just
car
don't steal it,
parts.
okay?
I
You're a big fan of this car. Don't take this from me.
How could I
Not even
steal it? You would find me in an instant. Look at this fucking thing.
You'd be surprised. It happens twice a week, so that's why we make sure to ask.
Yeah, people have weird ways of getting rid of hiding their cars. Just take the keys.
I saw him through this car park, like Lamborghinis, like a Bentley.
And then this.
Vanquish, this thing, like full, like.
I'm imagining like the Mystery Machine, but like
Yes.
Yes, but with monster truck wheels.
yeah, with like monster truck wheels and like that like creepy Randy's paintings on the side.
No, it's like the Wild Stallions band van with the like.
Oh my god!
Absolutely.
I'm like crying a little bit. Oh my god!
I'm so glad my idea went over well. I was worried at you too.
Oh, I'm
It's
crying a
perfect,
little bit.
Aki.
This is amazing.
It's perfect. I'm so happy right now.
You broke Steve a little bit.
Oh,
That's great.
That's the first one of the day. First of many.
This
All right.
goes well.
Oh, I can assure you, this is how I approach every game I'm in. So be ready for more of this.
You get there. You valet. You're inside. Fuck. All right, Vivian. Come to the party, please. Save me.
Vivian, is this house by itself?
Yes. It is on like multiple acres. It is
Oh,
on
that
like a
makes it so much
compound.
better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vivian parked as far away as possible in her Jeep. That's never been washed, so it's splattered with mud and all of that gross stuff.
Maybe a couple organs. Some.
Yep. She parked as far away as possible, put her hiking boots on, put her heels. They're like that tall. It's not really a heel because she doesn't wear them because she can't run in them. And got out her kit and stood on the hill, hid in the pine trees, and just watched the house from like 9 a.m. on.
Okay. So I am actually going to throw you a bone on a previous conversation. We
Okay.
had.
Oh, bless you.
Like I mentioned to
Interesting.
Magnus, a guy named Rick Douglas is going to be at this party. You know him as well.
Okay.
He is everything I just already described, so I'm not going to go through it again. But if you want to get something in, he would probably help you out.
Got it. I just hand him the shotgun and go, you get it in, you lose it, I find you and I kill you. It's that easy.
Rick actually laughs at that. You can try. And I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna go in the back door here because this is his thing. You actually can't. Like, he is unfortunately immortal as he describes it.
Oh no, she would still say it though.
I know. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful.
She's keenly aware of her restrictions, but
well, he takes your kit and he says, "All right, well, I'll tell you what. I'm gonna put all this out in the garden.
okay.
It's below like 70 degrees, so these fancy ass rich people won't go out there. They'll just go over to the conservatory. Yeah, if you look underneath the replica Venus de Milo, it'll be there.
Got it. We're absolutely sure he's gonna be there, right?
The one you're looking for?
The quarry.
Yes, 100%.
Works for me.
Yeah, Rick kind of like shudders a little bit and says, "Ugh, I can feel the grossness coming. It's like just a giant psychic taint, not like a stain, like a taint. That just it's everywhere.
Nope.
Reeks of it.
Nope.
Ugh.
Nope.
And he lights a cigarette as he walks away. And you kind of get this weird smell off of it. Like, it's not weed, but you know from experience that he rolls his own cigarettes, that he also like laces with like sage and a few other like warding compounds.
Gotcha.
You know how people like walk around and they burn sage in like a haunted house? Rick smokes a cigarette.
Perfect.
I love that.
Because he's
So
disgusting.
It's
Of course.
disgusting.
Of
Of course.
course.
So
It's so
very
great.
complicated and disgusting weed. Understood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Just potpourri.
Yeah.
Rant, just like...
He just goes into his client's house and doesn't even ask. He starts smoking, and they're like, "Could you not?" And he's like, "No, I have to."
You don't understand. I'm in severe pain at all times. Do you look at me?
It's all about the ghosts. It's all about the ghosts.
yeah.
I
You know what?
use
I'm
it.
just warding off the spirit.
Yeah. People say they drink to keep the demons out. He's like smoking this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Oh my god.
yeah, she
All right.
watches the house, and then she shows up right when the first, like, mass of people start coming in, so she can kind of meld into the crowd with them.
Okay. So that probably happens about like half an hour after the official start time of the party.
Okay.
You notice a bunch of very ostentatious cars pulling up, and like they're those kinds of things where the music coming out of them is like the
Okay. That, yes.
So
Absolutely.
yes. All these cars pull up, so you can like kind of probably slip in with them without too much trouble.
Perfect. That's exactly what I would do. And then I'm going to go to the billiards room and start figuring out which pool cue is best that I can break over my knee if it comes to that.
Amazing. All right, so I'm gonna tell you while you're in here, you just get treated to like the bros coming through first to like scoping out the pool room, bro. So let's try to see where we're gonna shoot some cues later. Oh yeah, this
Oh,
is sick
dear.
tight. Oh, look at the velvet on that table, bro. Oh, money.
Gross.
You are causing me visceral pain. I apologize.
Sorry. As the proud attender of a Southern university, I know this fucking guy. All their
Oh,
names can be
dear.
Chad.
No, let me believe their stereotypes. Don't let me know they're real.
They make their own dubstep beats.
Oh, God, stop!
Oh, by the way, the music that was coming from the mom van was absolutely her experimental album.
Yes,
It's a concept album.
Fantastic.
it's a concept.
Let me
It's
drive
like
my
heavy
van
metal
into your
Yanni or
heart.
something entertaining. Like,
Let me drive my van into your heart.
Yes. Oh.
Okay.
Yes, I apologize.
Oh, God.
No, you're good. Nope, that's the tone for today. You don't have to apologize. This is the next 2.5 hours.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so you
Okay.
probably see our horrible monstrosity of a van rolling up.
It's like, oh, yeah, Gian's here. Got it.
John and Ted are here.
Oh, lovely, we know each other. Hello.
They
I
call
forgot
it
we
their
know each other.
stealth van. Yeah, I've got all the histories over
Because
here.
people don't want to look at us when we're driving.
If no one wants to look at us.
No one wants to see, no one wants to look at that.
Douglas Adams described that as a somebody else's problem field. You look at something and your brain immediately says, "Nope, that is somebody else's problem," and you promptly forget.
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
it's like you assume that the weirdness isn't tied to that van because that'd be too obvious. You're like,
Right.
So loud you don't even hear it.
exactly.
Steve, do you need to know what she's got on her person, or
I would like to, yes. If you could tell me what you have on your
the
person.
like half cape that she's wearing over her 3-piece suit? It has pockets, and she has a back sheath on where her hunting knife is, and then there are 3 knives in her jacket.
She's
Okay,
here to kill someone.
do you check your coat?
No. Never.
Gotcha. All
Never.
right. So gotcha.
I'm that freak wandering around, and when she's in the billiards room, she knows the bros are gonna come in there because of course that's what they do. So she's just standing in the corner.
Okay, just waiting, like eyeing the fire. I'm gonna say that one of the bros like looks over in your direction and is like, "Oh hey, maybe," and then he like looks at you again for a second and is like, something registers in his lizard brain, like this woman could snap me in half and throw me out the window and not think about it.
Yes.
And he immediately goes back to examining the felt.
Oh, he's smarter than most dude bros I've seen.
True. Yeah.
No, dude bros generally are good at spotting what they would call too much effort. They are lazy, horrific people. I am not a fan. Yeah. So everyone is at the party now. We are here. All right. So it is. Oh man, I just realized this invitation doesn't have a time on it. So let's say it's like at this point 7:30 in the evening, 7:30 in the PM. And by 8 o'clock, the party has started in earnest. Hallie, I actually would, while people are still arriving, if you could roll me, what is it? An act under pressure? Not act under pressure. Investigate a mystery.
Investigate a mystery.
Investigate
Is
a
that
mystery?
plus sharp? Yes, plus sharp. Which I have a negative in. All right.
Just Vivian. Since she's
And don't forget your special bonus. Don't forget your special bonus.
For my
So-
moves. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I am hunting my quarry
I know
move.
my prey. Yep. So that negates the one. So it's a 9.
Okay, that's still a mixed success.
Yeah.
So your quarry, I am assuming that you are like waiting and watching and trying to spot when he comes in.
Yes, I am slowly matriculating, like I'm looking at all of the art and also figuring out where the statue is, and then placing myself as close to that as possible while still being able to eyeball the majority of the people.
So the statue is out in the garden,
Okay.
which is, as you're like looking at the back windows. So if you look on the map, in the room labeled like morning room den,
Yes.
as well as in the conservatory, there are a couple like sets of French doors that lead out into the garden itself, and you can see the statue in the center of this like huge, like ornate rich people garden, the
Okay.
kind that you can go like on a couple hours worth of a walk in.
Oh, dang.
The statue is near what you know to be the remains of like an original monastery from when this island was first colonized by Europeans in like the 1600s. But that obviously has long since been destroyed. The only thing that remains of that structure is like the bell tower.
Okay.
So the statue is over near there.
Okay.
It's probably like 200 feet from the house, if not longer.
So I would probably be up here, just
hanging out on the stairs.
out and just figuring out like, okay, I have to go through so many doors to get to that statue, type of a thing.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, so you got a 9, which is a mixed success in Monster of the Week. So you are... I'm assuming you are very familiar with this person, this individual.
Yes.
So you definitely spot them when they come in. And honestly, it's not that hard. So you see coming in with maybe like 15 people, like all crowded around them like an entourage or a retinue. This very tall, very almost like Roman patrician looking figure, wearing a like black mask that covers almost his entire face. And they come in like a fucking hurricane. They are rowdy already. Most of them are like, this is the party that pre-gamed before they came over here.
All right.
And like the footmen and like butlers and staff like are very like, oh god, this is gonna end badly, like bringing all these people into this fancy dress party. But you spot Marcus standing in the middle of this. I mean, and it's not, again, hard. He's like 6'4", and is in the center of this kind of moving mass of people. it's going to be hard to get him alone.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to observe and also try to see if I can, from my vantage point up on the stairs a little bit, spot Magnus. Because I know he's here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's say that can I say that all y'all are in the Great Hall area at this point, with the thing moving into full swing?
Yeah.
So you
Sounds
can
good.
look around and spot each other.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he's hard to find. He's moving like slightly faster and slightly more like gracefully than you expect from a person. Like when you like see something in a film that's like the uncanny valley, like something is just like that's just too smooth or too like.
Once you know what you're looking for, I
Yeah.
imagine it
Yeah.
would be very easy to spot.
The frame rate's
People-
a little too high on Magnus.
People do not walk that
Yeah.
fast. How is that happening? Like,
Right. Okay.
he's walking. I can see him walking
Just
across
quick
the room.
question. Aside from Gian, do I know the others are here? Because I just think I'm here for
I believe so. I think
I
that
would-
you would, you would have seen mostly because you have some history with mostly everybody.
yeah.
So you would recognize them, especially as everybody started to congregate together.
So I noticed Erica and Vivian from the support group, and then I catch Magnus, and I'm like, okay, shit, something's up.
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
Vivian, actually, as you're seeing this, one of the staff members comes over to you and all the other people on the stairs, and he says, excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, could you please clear the stair area? The Winthrops are going to come out soon to open the party, and this is traditionally where they do it from.
All right. And
Cool.
I move just to the base of the stairs.
That's fair. That's what rich people do. They stand on stairs to open fancy parties.
Gross.
Balcony. Yeah, it's like a whole thing.
I have a whole thing. Get ready.
Oh God.
Oh, good.
If the word
This will be
caviar isn't mentioned once, I am calling you fake.
That's legit. It's fair. Fair. But so yes, they're kind of crowding you off the stairs as y'all are spotting each other. I mean, honestly, most people are here at this point. It's like 150, 175 people or so that have, like, this group has also kind of started to spill over into the gallery area leading to the ballroom.
I think Magnus would like see Vivian. Like, oh, I'm gonna head for Tad, and just like, okay, nope. Like,
Gian has probably stood behind Tad in a very formal way.
Yeah, and yeah, when Tad catches, they see Maddie's coming, they this way like, hey Mags, can I talk to you?
how many times do I have to say it? It's Magnus.
Mags,
Yes.
Maggie.
Sorry.
He's like looks at Gian and gives them a single nod.
They will nod back.
So I'm seeing Viv and Erica here too. A lot of people who know things. Should I be worried? Is this another one of those situations? Or are we good?
I must admit, like, he's like leant down to talk to you, like stands back up, like looks over the crowd to find Eric and Vivian, and like leans back down. I'm not entirely sure what they're here for. I mean, I know what I'm here for, but what I'm here for seems unlikely. But considering the day, maybe keep your head on a swivel. I'm
What
sure.
are you here for? Can I help you?
It's more of
No,
a.
I can be useful.
It's a preventative measure.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. He, like, looks at Jan
Mhm.
again, like thinks about it, like, and then gives it like join the conversation. Like, come here. Like,
Save me.
it's like you're an initiate. You have like the like we have fought together before. So I'm like, I know you know. Just come here. Like,
Yeah, Gian will, like, when being prompted, Gian will move closer. Like, yes.
So yeah, I will fill in the information that Jan is Magnus is trying to get Jan to remember.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you actually don't know. You know that you are here for a reason. And Magnus, you would assume that they're here for a reason because someone from that order is always here. So it is safe for you to assume that they would know, but they don't.
So,
So they just go yes.
wait, you've been. I mean, they sent you because you're this year's
Yes,
the
but I was
the
not
vault.
getting any information.
Vault is the first you've heard of a vault.
You, despite you can't tell by the mask, but they do look confused now.
He's like looks, sees the confusion, looks at Tad. He's like, okay, there are the doors.
Mhm.
This is like the doors, except there's something really bad behind it.
Oh shit!
Would it happen to be in the cellars? That is the only thing I was told to keep an eye on.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, I can tell you specifically where it is, Magnus.
Yeah.
The bell tower that remains from the original monastery, it is below that.
I don't know where that is on the map, but yes.
Oh, it's not on this map. It's out in the garden. Yeah, it's
Okay.
out in the garden. It'd be like in this area. Oh wait, that's not the right button. That's the right button. It's like over
okay.
back behind.
But yeah, it's like in all likelihood, most of the people here, there's no concern, but something is, I don't know, it feels, yeah. I mean, I know Douglas is here, not that, yeah, I mean, other bad air. Like, there are very few things that could open the door. The problem is there is a high risk that they would attend this kind of event. And if this goes wrong, then I don't know. Something gets out, and then maybe they send someone less personable to take care of the situation.
I see. Then yes, I will do my best to keep an eye on the situation.
Yes. It wouldn't do to upset management.
All right, so Vivian and I think Erica, you haven't made it over here yet to this group. This is just still Tad, Gian, and Magnus, right? I'm drawing you in with the force of the universe. The two of you.
I mean, Erica would have followed.
Yeah. All right.
It's to walk this way.
As you are uniting and making your ways together, you. Oh shit! I can't do that with what? The ting 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 ting, like tapping on the glass of like, we're rich people, pay attention to us. What we are doing is important. The
real silver on real crystalware, the special tone.
Real pen on real coffee mug. But yes, and so the party around you kind of like kind of silences up. And you see like a tall man who is obviously like a butler or some important servant in this situation step to the base of the stairs, and he says, "The Lady and Mrs. Charles Winthrop." And from both sides of the stairs, the most stereotypical rich people in the world come down. They are both rather old and large, not in the height sense, and they like come in down the opposite side of the stairs and like join their arms in the center. Like the woman is probably in her early 70s. She's wearing like a deep purple evening gown and a matching mask. The man is probably like 5'6" and has a completely bald head, but like amazing mutton chops, like truly spectacular mutton chops, and a giant mustache to boot. Also currently wearing like a black mask and a tux. then a third person comes out from the same side as the lady. This man is much younger, probably in his 30s. He is wearing like a black tux, black evening or masquerade mask. And just you can tell from the way that he walks and kind of stands behind his parents that he is incredibly uncomfortable to be here. Does not want to do this. And so the old man says, thank you all for coming to our 49th annual charity masquerade ball. It is, again, truly a wonderful treat to have such amazing people join us to raise money for such an amazing cause. I believe the I believe the festivities will begin in earnest soon. Please feel free to bid on the silent auction items. Please feel free to take advantage of the open bar and the grounds while you are here. And if you have any concerns, please approach any member of our staff wearing the white mask. For now, we will leave you to enjoy this amazing event. But should you have any trouble, remember, it's Halloween. We don't want what happened last year to happen again. Please do not feed the seagulls. Thank you. And then he leaves. Or he like raises his glass and everybody applauds. And his wife like kisses him, and the guy behind them just kind of like real awkwardly claps. And then conversation like picks back up and the party resumes. And you hear the sounds of music coming from down the hall where the ballroom is.
All right.
So is anyone else gonna comment on how suspicious that sounded?
Well,
I don't know what's normal for these kinds of parties.
look, rich old people have secret societies. I don't know.
Yeah.
True.
Okay, I suppose we should like the ballroom, right?
So Vivian, you see Marcus and Entourage peeling off and heading to the ballroom.
Gotcha. I probably kept my distance from the rest of these folks whom I know in some connection or another, but I do kind of point at Tad.
The mask I'm wearing it's covering half my face, including the eye. So you can't tell if I'm winking or just blinking at you. But from so it might just be a
Gotcha. It's some facial expression.
That's a face that humans make.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, my cats are fighting. Stop! Buttheads.
It's really showing her that, yeah, I see you.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yep, there's Kitty. And just kind of... and goes straight over to Magnus and pokes them in the shoulder.
Yes, can I
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
He's just like,
Well, now I'm
you can see like the cog's toes. Vivian.
Yeah. I'm assuming you saw him.
You saw him, yes. You saw Marcus. Spoiler alert, he's an ancient vampire. He's real bad. He is bad news bears. He is not a nice thing. He is, in fact, you know, Magnus, a former companion of Caligula who got turned into a vampire in the 1st century AD and is a fucking monster. Like, truly a horrific individual.
Yes.
For 2,000 years, he has tortured and murdered his way across every part of the world.
He's
This is
a
the best
Pyrenean
kind
with
of party.
legs.
Yeah, he's great at parties.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
needs seagull murder when you have that guy? So he's here, and I'm talking to Magnus. Sorry. He's here and I'm here. What kind of math do you think that adds up to?
Something invariably messy. I'll have to
Oh,
collect later.
my shotgun will definitely secure that.
This is a party. Can you not? It's like looking around
They're all drunk already.
Oh, I could use a drink.
There are waiters walking around. You can grab a drink whenever
grab a
you
drink.
want. Yeah.
Joink.
Yeah, there are lots of alcohol. Sorry, go ahead.
If you're here and the other wretched thing is here, and he like looks at the giant Roman guy, and then like clearly looks for the like Doug instead. It's like the other gross creature. Then I'm assuming you're adequately disposed.
Could be, but at the same time, a little assistance, and I just look at the rest of the group, would be helpful, and I would do you one in kind.
Look, I'm just here to make sure. He is one of the few, and he like looks back at Tan Jan. He's like, that is one of the few things that could. What we talked about, that thing stays away from the place we talked about. He's like, okay.
Oh. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
not ooh. I have seen him tear a person in half. That's not. We don't. This is not a game.
It's like Chewbacca ripping your arms off with your chest.
It's like he seems like the kind of crazy like either side of your head and just pop the top off.
Ah!
Yeah.
Like
Once you pop, you can't stop. You can't have just one.
So, this guy bad. And I just wave in the Marcus person's general direction.
slaps the hand out of the air. It's like, yes.
While all of you are watching, actually, that retinue move, you can all read a bad situation for me.
Oh.
Yes, please.
Sharp.
Ooh.
Where are we? Oh, it's sharp. Oh dear.
Oh gosh.
8.
Oh no, actually, that's not it.
The only
That's a
thing I
pair of
do-
snake eyes.
Oh, no.
All right. So when you
I get a
fail
10.
mark experience. All right, so we got
Oh, that's also a pair of
10.
snake eyes. How lovely.
fails. Okay.
10.
7.
Shit, yeah. All right, so we got two complete successes, a mixed success, and 2 total failures. Total failures, you get caught up by the shiny things in the gallery. There's lots of nice stuff here, and then you're like, "Holy shit! Is that like an original Rembrandt? Like, good lord, is that like a fucking Michelangelo sculpture? Like,
Despite my best training, I cannot resist.
Cannot resist the shinies.
Is that made entirely of gold? Like,
Yeah, that's on brand.
Is that a decorated rapier? Oh dear.
It's like a Fabergé egg.
chocolate
Like-
fountain."
Are you okay? I think we broke him
Oh,
again.
Somehow that's better than all the fancy stuff.
Depends
Oh,
on
my
what kind of
character
person you
became
are.
as ADD as I am. That's worrying.
Yeah, but for our successes, so normally, Vivian, you got a 7. That would be a
Yeah.
mixed, but because we did this collectively, I'm just going to make it total for the 3 of you.
Okay.
You notice from somewhat near the center of the group, a woman in a red dress peel out and leave the mass. And you kind of watch her bob and weave through the crowd back away from the ballroom towards the stairs and kind of take up a position inconspicuously somewhere around like the base. She seems to be like looking up, waiting as the Winthrops start to move their way down. And as soon as the younger man hits the bottom of the stairs, she is on him like white on rice. Like you can't hear her because party and stuff, but she like puts her arm around him and like does that thing where she's like stroking a finger up and down his forearm, and like now he looks really uncomfortable, but like he's kind of going with it, and they kind of now steer off together towards the ballroom.
That was yeah, that's weird.
And the rest of us who succeeded saw that too.
Yes, everyone that succeeded saw that.
Okay.
Everyone that failed got distracted by chocolate fountains and fancy objects of art.
Does this woman strike me as other in some way?
What would you use to identify your quarry, in your opinion? Investigate a mystery, or what? What would be like your preferred method of finding that out? On site. If you're trying to do it from distance.
Probably read a bad situation.
Okay. So based on your, that's what I'm going to say. Based on your mixed success from earlier, that you can't tell from this distance.
Okay.
That's how we'll resolve that. That's perfect.
Sounds good. Okay. So I lean over to Magnus and say, know her, perhaps?
He like takes a look.
That woman is not familiar to you, but
It's not one of ours.
Well, she's all goo goo gaga over the younger Winthrop, which strikes me as... It's also deeply exaggerated and kind of disgusting from even this vantage point, so... Should one of us keep an eye on her in case something's weird?
Probably for the best. Like,
I can tell.
he's like sizing her up. Like, okay, you volunteered. Like, it's like deciding who to put on this like person. Like, yeah, sure, you volunteered. Go for it.
Yeah. Meet you in the... Where? When?
No, they're heading for the ballroom. It's just that particular pair is your specific problem.
y'all give me 1 second real quick. One of my contacts is trying to actively murder.
No worries.
Yikes.
Yeah, yikes. That's not good. All right,
It's fine, it's only
so
eyes.
Save him.
while Steve is fixing his eyeball, we will just say that we are playing for the Rainforest Alliance. They do a ton of work for exactly what it sounds like. But as I was saying yesterday morning, and Mandy and Aki heard this, that they even do things. I looked at my juice bottle the other day, and they make sure that things are ethically sourced. So with companies that produce food, and decide to work with the Rainforest Alliance, which they all should be working with the Rainforest Alliance, because fuck y'all, that they make sure that things are ethically sourced, and that's really important as well. So you can go to rainforest-alliance.org to see their work, to see their videos, and to donate. I'm as good as my word. I donated $50 last week. If you can donate, that's fabulous. If not, please don't worry about that. Everyone's in different scenarios. We really appreciate any just people watching. I see all of you. Thank you for that. Thank you for tuning in. And if you can go to @terrible_party, just retweet. We have a giveaway live with really cool stuff that was donated. So anything that you can do, we greatly appreciate it. PSA out.
Save the environment. You're gonna need it.
Please. Please. For the love of all that's holy, please.
Yes. Does anyone have any spare oxygen? It's not a question I want to ask.
Yeah.
I feel like that scene in Spaceballs where they're cracking cans of air.
Yeah.
Yeah, gosh.
Sorry. I'm back.
No, all good. All good. So, so Tad, you're following weird red dress lady? Is that what we're getting at?
Yeah.
All right.
And GN
It's
is
like,
following
that's
that.
what I know how to do that. I've tailed people before.
Great.
I guess we're on.
I'm not. That's not Tad saying that.
Yeah, no.
Fair enough.
Yeah, GN is
Yeah,
following.
but so I'll just slink off and try to keep my distance, but see where they're going, what they're doing.
Righteous. So
Should
roll actually investigate a mystery.
Ooh, that's not great. Let's see what I add to that before I say what that was, because, well, it was a 4, but that's plus sharp, right?
Yes.
So that's a 6.
Oh,
Fail.
that's a fail.
That's a big fail.
XP.
Yeah.
So yeah, take your XP. I
Yes.
love that. That's how it works in Monster of the Week. That
Yeah.
you get XP.
It's
Learn from your
brilliant.
mistakes,
Yep.
folks.
All right. So you are walking along. Yeah, I know what I'm gonna do. You're trying to you're doing that thing where you're not really looking at what's in front of you. You're trying to make sure that you keep an eye on them.
I'm too focused on them to see where I'm actually. I mean, it's like.
And you walk straight smack dab into the back of one of these. A man dressed in a very plain black suit, white shirt, black tie, with a little cord around his ear, and a white mask with black Spider-Man eye things, right, where you can't see his eyes behind him. And you bump into him, and he turns back and looks at you. And cat, hey, knock that off. Trying to get out the window. It's not safe. That's what he says. Yeah, he goes, knock that off. And when you bump into him, and he goes, excuse me, could you please watch where you're going?
Yeah, sorry. I'll keep an eye out while I keep walking in this direction.
What are you wearing again?
A sparkly black dress and a suit jacket, and then a mask that covers half my face.
He stops and he looks at you, and he thinks about it. Could I happen to see your invitation?
Yeah, sure. Why? I'll hold it up.
He looks at it and he scrutinizes the shit out of it. He is aggressive. Oh, it's legit. No, it's super legit.
Yeah.
And he hands it back to you and he says, "Well, all right then. My mistake. Sorry.
Why?
My
Are you
name
implying I shouldn't be here?
It's my job to imply that. I'm the head of security."
Yeah, Gian is squinting at this person. But you can't really see it behind the mask.
He looks like an athlete, like a football player or something. He's a big man.
Yeah.
But everything seems to be in order here, so I would just kindly ask you to please watch where you're going in the future. But do enjoy the party. And he steps out of the way, and he just ignores everything you say from this point. He just leaves.
Yeah. I don't want to get away from this guy.
He's a dick. The unfortunate side effect of this interaction is that you have lost them.
Fuck. Shit. I did think I saw where they were heading, and that was the ballroom, right? Yeah. So I'll.
There's not too many places they could dip off.
Yeah.
To.
So I'll try to briskly go in that direction. I'm very eager to dance.
You can even drag Gian along with you if it makes it more convenient.
Yeah, maybe. That's kind of my plan for when I reach the ballroom. So I'll go into the ballroom and try to find them, but I'm from the failure, I guessing that I can't.
You look around, but pretty much the entire party is moving in the direction of the ballroom now.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to even single out two people, one of whom looks conspicuous as hell. So many people here are trying to look conspicuous as hell.
Yeah. See. Yeah. I don't know really what I can do. All I can do is keep looking, and
we'll come back to that.
Yeah. So I'll be off on my own for a bit, just trying to
doing the find the guy thing.
Yeah.
Awesome. So everyone else, you kind of kept filtering towards the ballroom. Vivian, I am assuming that you probably never took your eyes off of Marcus for a second.
No. The plan is to go in the ballroom, figure out what he's doing, and then dip out through the conservatory and make my way to the statue.
Make your way to the what?
The statue.
Gotcha. So yeah, the band is kind of set up down. like this corner of the ballroom over here. There's a bar, like, I'm gonna just draw these things onto the map real quick. And there's like a huge bar area occupying this entire corner of the ballroom. There's like some seating and stuff over here. And this is like kind of obviously like where the main party is happening. So for now, most people are like storming over to the bar area to get something other than like the champagne they were passing around on the trays. And then there is going to be, last thing, a buffet area that you notice them setting up over here in the gallery. So yeah, you are able to make your way outside through the conservatory. This little area right here is like a breezeway.
Okay.
So you can like sort of slip out the door and then make your way back out to the garden.
Okay, perfect.
And your stuff is here, just like Rick told you it would be.
Just making sure it
tucked
was.
away. Yep, it's here.
Okay. Hidden in a way that isn't obvious? I mean, I would hope not. Like...
No, you do notice that there's like a security person like walking around this outside area, but you only see the one, and there seem to be like making rounds of the whole area around the house.
Okay. So, like in a Batman video game, I wait until he passes.
Because as soon as their back is turned, they are oblivious
Then
to
oblivious.
everything.
No, I'm gonna wait until he's out of sight, and then go rummage and grab my stakes and my mallet and shove it into the cape. I don't care if it makes it bumpy or not, because I don't care.
Gotcha. Yep. Wonderful. Okay, so you are doing that. What is everyone else doing while Vivian peels out to the garden?
Magnus just wants to get like here so that he can observe the like exits, right? In order to get out, they'd have to go through the door or like through the conservatory. So if he can be stood where he can keep an eye on those things, he can make sure that is getting out where they shouldn't be. Or not where they shouldn't be, but accidentally going where they shouldn't be.
Got it. That makes sense to me. All right.
Jian is still sticking with Tad, of course, but is going to try to like subtly lead them towards where the cellars are, so they can also keep an eye on the
so
cellar.
you're with me?
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, Jian
then you know that I
never leaves Tad's side.
Yes, I imagine that I didn't know you were coming with me, so you were just walking like silently behind me while this whole thing went on. And I was like, oh shit, I lost him. I was like, oh hey!
Yep.
You're still here. Did you see where they went? Not that I lost them or anything. Well, okay, I did, but
did Jian happen to see anything?
Roll me read a bad situation.
All right. 11.
Complete success. Yeah. You 100% see them. So they are over in this area, towards like the back wall, and you see the guy is like sitting at a table with what looks like a glass of champagne in front of him. And this woman is like Vivian pointed out, doing like a gross overcompensate. Like it is very obvious that she's not being genuine about her interests. Let me say that.
When asked if Jian saw anything, Jian will just nod.
Okay, good. Where did they go? We need to keep an eye on the lady in the red dress.
Jian will try to subtly like nod their head in the direction where they see the lady and the guy.
Do I spot them?
Yes, with Jian pointing it out, you absolutely.
Okay, good. So, yeah, I'll try to I guess I'll drag Jian along and dance with me.
Jian will have no objections.
Yeah, we'll I try to dance off in the in their general direction while trying to be subtle about keeping an eye on
the
them.
dance of inconspicuousness.
Yes, the dance of inconspicuousness.
All right. All right. And then what is Erica doing?
Erica is moving around the room and just trying to listen in on as many conversations as possible to try and pick up any.
Perfect. Give me investigate a mystery.
Absolutely. With my sharp, that's an 11.
Ugh.
Ooh, too old.
To hold, yeah. So you can ask me some questions. Or I can, because we're still at like the early stage of maybe not everything is established yet, I can also just give you like a classic information dump. That is up to you.
Well, I feel like what is being concealed here might be a appropriate question.
That is an appropriate question. So what is being concealed here? You, as you are walking around this party, trying to get like the sense and the feel of everything that's going on, you catch some hot goss, the hottest goss, some deep dirt dishes. So you come to learn that the young man that was standing behind the Winthrops as they introduced the party is their son, Hank. And that Hank has recently just come back home from God knows where, as the people would say. He is somewhat of like, they consider him somewhat of a problem child, almost like an embarrassment. He is infamous for like being in tabloids and for like doing dumb shit that is caught on camera. It is like a rumor that he's had problems with like substance abuse in the last few years. But whatever, he is now living in the guest house in his parents' estate.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, and there's a vampire here, but you knew that.
Yeah. Well, that answers what sort of creature is it, so that I'm not going to bother asking that. How about... I don't even know which one to ask with my last hold.
That's what I'm saying. So here's what we can do. If you want, you can hold on to that hold and just tell me when you want to ask one.
All right,
and we can hang on to it. Floating
yeah, that
hold.
sounds good.
Okay, sweet. So Vivian, you are outside. You get your stuff. And then Magnus is holding post by the door. Tad and Gian are trying to dance, but not conspicuously, while they keep an eye out on Hank and the woman. And then Erica is scouting around the room, picking up some gossip. That's the shape of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would keeping an eye on the room count as reading the situation?
Yes.
Or is that the same role as from before?
You can read a bad situation here. So good general rule of thumb for Monster of the Week is like if you feel like it applies, you can just do it. And you can just tell me. Yeah, I trust your judgment implicitly on what you want to do.
I'm real rusty with these Power by the Apocalypse games. Oh, that's not good. That's rate 6, actually. That might just be good.
So you...
7 total.
7,
So
okay. You get 1.
Read a bad situation. That's pretty solid. Are there any dangers we haven't missed?
Yes. So because of your particular set of knowledge, as you are like standing over in this corner, you start to like feel something else here. And like you're more familiar with this, you're a little familiar with this feeling because you feel it every time that you come to this party, but you are never entirely sure what it is. But it is like a general feeling of, I don't want to say like malevolence. It's not the right word. It's almost like the ground that you are walking on is uncomfortable. Like if the earth could feel feelings, it would feel uncomfortable, and you always feel that while you're here. Like it's almost like it's groaning out like psychically.
Oh, it's like the opposite of hallowed ground.
Yes. It doesn't feel desecrated. Like it doesn't feel like this area has been specifically cursed as like bad, but it
Disrespected.
doesn't. Yes, it feels disrespectful.
Oh. It's not been fully desecrated. It's...
But you also note that today, more so than you have felt in a couple decades, it's worse than it usually is.
Oh, that can't be good.
Yes. All right. Well, we're gonna take a break in 10 minutes, so let me throw something onto the table for y'all before we do that. So, as everyone is in the ballroom, Vivian, you are making your way back from the garden.
Mm-hmm.
A couple things happen.
Oh shit.
Thing number one is you are noticed as you are coming back inside.
Motherfucker. All right.
You open like the door, and as you do, Marcus just happens to be facing that direction.
Fuck. Okay.
And he sees you.
Shit.
And you see like he's wearing like sunglasses inside because he's that kind of douche.
Ugh.
But
Ugh.
you see like a brief glance of recognition cross like the lower half of his face, and you see him lean over and whisper something to one of his associates.
God damn it.
And then the group, all of them disperse.
Shit. Shit.
Magnus, you would definitely see that as well. Anyone that was watching that group would be aware of that. And a few of them, Tad, Gian, a few of them peel over and join Hank and the woman at the table.
Ooh.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Hank and the woman. Is she still just like all over him? Him not having it, but
He's actually seems to be warming up to it. He's a little less uncomfortable than he was before. And you notice the woman it keeps pushing his champagne glass away from him and trying to like bring over like whiskey or hard liquor.
Ooh, she wants to drink something else.
But he keeps pulling the champagne back to him and only drinks like when they bring him another glass of the champagne.
Ooh, this is sus as hell.
And she keeps trying to like put other stuff in front of him. But Vivian, as you are coming in, and all this is going down, the Winthrops are over like out by the band, like they seem to be talking about something happening. When all of the sudden, the Lady Winthrop collapses. The band like abruptly stops playing, and the party kind of like gasp, shock. Dr. Winthrop like goes down and he starts tending to his wife. Some servants run over and seem to be like trying to help out the situation. But Tad and Gian looking over at the table, you see Hank start to get up, but the woman and the people that joined them like kind of force him back into his seat and like keep talking to him and trying to occupy his attention.
Ooh,
Oh no.
Can I just like we dance as close as we can, and then I'll just like pretend to catch a glimpse of Winthrop the Younger. Pretend to be like all surprised, like, oh, that's the guy who was up on the stairs. Excuse me, was that your mom that just collapsed over there? Because she seems to be in a bad way.
Yeah,
like,
that is my mom. I should probably
you should get
the
over
woman,
there. That could be serious.
No. The woman like kind of leans forward and like pushes him back. He's not a doctor. His father's a doctor, and there's bound to be a doctor at the party. The best thing that Hank could do for his mother is to give her room to breathe and then check in with her as soon as she is as he's able to make sure she's okay, because he's such a good boy.
But I do believe a son should be with his mother when she's in pain.
At
Well,
least
I
it
suppose.
doesn't
I
have
do
to be on
believe-
the other side of the room. That's quite a lot of space, ma'am.
So her associates now turn and face you. And she says, well, I believe we didn't ask your opinion. So why don't you dance on back to the floor and leave a private conversation private?
Oh, I want to do something.
I know you
Apologies if we disturbed you. We're just worried.
do. And Hank actually does get up and says, you're right. I should go check on her. Excuse me. And he marches over that direction, and these people stare daggers at you.
Can I just look very, very innocent?
Yeah, GM will even like smile a little bit, like, apologies for the disturbance. We just want what's best for the lovely people hosting the party.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It just seems like it's very dramatic what's happening over there. And you know drama.
And she says, no, I understand. Thank you for your help.
Just do a little bow, like, have a lovely evening. And we'll,
Yeah, I'll just like back away.
Yeah.
And they just continue to stare at you as you like dance away.
Think it done fucked up.
Vivian,
Yeah.
as you are re-entering and drawing closer towards like the center of the room, you feel a tap on your shoulder.
Hand goes to start to reach into my cape, and I turn around.
As your hand reaches into your cape, you hear a voice say, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to keep your hands where I can see them.
Oh.
And you turn around and see three individuals,
Yep.
2 men and a woman, standing wearing black suits, white shirts, black ties, white masks with the little black like eye things and like little squiggly rubber around their ears. Ma'am, I'm gonna need you to come with me. We need to speak to you for a moment.
For what reason?
We just need to check your invitation and maybe find out what you have in your cape. Someone informed us that you may have brought some items into the party that were on the do not allow list. So if you could just come with us, we can do this very quietly.
No, I think I'm good here, and I start speaking very loudly to try to get Magnus's attention.
I mean, I guess I'm watching the floor, so seeing like other white masks descend, I'm like, oh, okay, right.
Dear, are you trying to play a prank on me again? This isn't funny. After the Johnson's party, when you did this the last time, that was not funny.
Oh
my god! The bit like you can't see anything behind the mask, but it's the like TV like fade away. You can see like the really like confused like, who is dear?
Magnus, darling, Maggie, honey, come over here.
As soon as he hears that, it's like, ugh, no, oh god, okay, like,
Oh, it's a con. I get it.
yeah. It's
Well-
the slightly discomforting like glide.
I think on that slightly discomforting glide note, we should take a quick break
Sounds good.
on this cliffhanger.
Comfortably gliding away.
Oh, lovely.
And then Hallie, what time are we back?
Can we do 10? Is 10 good enough for everybody, or do we need
10
15?
minutes.
Yeah, that's good for me.
10?
It's
Okay.
good for
Sounds
me.
good.
10? All right. Yep.
All right,
go
we'll
on
see everybody in
intermission.
10 minutes.
Woo!
Bye.
Bye. Choo choo. Let's go.
Don't forget to
Train off
unmute.
the tracks.
We're back.
Yeah, don't forget to unmute. We're back.
We're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Dang.
So I just a quick recap because it was 10 minutes ago. Tad and Keon had just pissed off the woman in the red dress by convincing Hank to go do the right thing. Magnus and Vivian are being confronted by Vivian is being confronted by security, and Magnus got roped into it.
I'm dragging Magnus into it.
And Erica, you were scouting around for gossip, but what are you doing as shit starts to go down?
I think I want to take one of my special moves.
Yeah.
I want to use often overlooked, and try and. Oh, I don't know if it's technically in the rules yet that you can do this, but I want to try and use it to draw attention from Vivian and Magnus, and just by acting all crazy.
You want to intentionally fail it, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not even. If you want to intentionally fail it, I'm not even gonna make you roll. Like,
Right.
if you want to fail, yeah, you are an expert in saying things that make other people think you're crazy. So, like, go for it. I just need you to do it.
So is this like, do you faint, or is this like jabbering lunatic? What are you getting?
Well,
No, like she's Erica's just gonna like run up to the people and like with big wavy arm emotions and point towards the fallen over woman on the floor and try and like just start ranting about how the government has poisoned her.
Scream about the watermelon people.
Yeah, like it's how can this like how can we live in a country where the government is poisoning our fine super rich
Rich white ladies.
that kind of stuff.
Not the
That's
rich
just-
white lady.
We must say this rich white ladies.
who stands for the rich white women?
Gross.
I know. Oh, that's a nasty sentence. So as you do this, Erica, one of the three guards, the female guard, peels off and just, ma'am, I'm going to need you to calm down. I'm going to need you to take a deep breath. We got this.
yeah. Erica does not calm down.
She is just listening to your rant. I like to imagine that somewhere this slips into like lizard people.
Oh, absolutely.
Reptilians hiding among us, poisoning the old rich white ladies.
Oh, dear.
So good.
And so now Vivian and Magnus, you only have 2 security guards.
Okay,
to deal
good.
with.
Okay.
I
Let's deal with. I'm not planning to.
I start getting, and I don't normally like this word, but she's going to try it because she's a little more deep voice. She starts getting a little shrill and just hollering at the top of her lungs, Maggie, darling, this is not funny. I don't know what you were thinking. We've talked about this. I told you that if you did this again, you were going to be permanently sleeping in the 3rd guest room. Not the 1st guest room, but the 3rd guest room. Because the 3rd guest room only has a king, not a California king, and you hate it when it's not a California king.
So I need a couple things here from the 2 of you.
Okay.
First one, Magnus, because unfortunately this isn't a volunteer situation. You have been voluntold to help. I'm going to need you to roll to help out. And
yes,
then Vivian,
please.
I'm going to need you to roll to manipulate someone after he does that.
Yes, because I'm going
After-
to use my, okay, yeah, because I'll use my fervor move for that.
Okay.
So good.
8, and I have +1, so 9.
Bless you.
Okay, great. So you expose yourself to trouble or danger. I mean, she already did that part. You have been roped into the situation kind of inexorably.
Yeah.
So that's your exposed part, but Vivian, you get another +1 on this roll.
Oh,
To
thank
manipulate.
God. Oh, so my fervor move lets me, when I manipulate someone, I roll +tough instead of +charm. So, and I have a +2 in tough.
Excellent.
Don't fuck me, dice. Oh, fuck yes. Double sixes +3, 15.
Boom!
Oh my god!
Oh, that's the
They-
extra. That's a.
Whew, they
That
100%.
could ever be. I
They
think.
100% believe you. And honestly, I'm gonna go with the advanced on a 12 plus. Not only do they do what you want right now, but they also become your ally for the rest of the mystery.
Oh my god!
Hey, that's good.
Ma'am, I am
These cards are on our
Amazing.
side.
Ma'am, I am so sorry. This is like the main guard guy. I am so sorry. One of the other guests suggested to me that you might have brought some contraband in. I can tell now that was a lie. That this must have been one of those party kids trying to get probably a terrible joke. I am so sorry. I am. That is entirely.
I just put my hand very delicately on his shoulder. Her hands are gloved because her hands are all scarred up from knives and shit. And she fights with knives, man. Shit happens.
Yeah. Wow.
Brought a knife to a fang fight.
Hell yeah. And some wooden stakes, baby. And she just says, "Now listen, I accept your apology. I apologize for getting a little upset. And she looks at Magnus and just, you can come and sleep in the California King tonight, I suppose. But I have one question for you, which is, who exactly thought that that was a good idea to accuse me of such a horrible thing?"
Oh, of course, ma'am. It was, and he looks around the room. They're not in here anymore.
What
It
do
was
they look
one
like?
of those. He's some maybe a little over 6 feet, very lanky. To be perfectly honest, greasy hair. And I couldn't see his eyes, but he was twitching a whole lot. I had assumed that he had just a bit excited by all of the goings on, but now I'm starting to wonder if it might be something else.
I think greasy hair and twitchy. I bet he's a tweaker. Is he on acid? Did he do some shrooms? You might want to check.
Yes. And he looks over. He looks over at the guard behind him. Kevin, go find that tweaker.
Kevin. Kevin, go find that tweaker.
And he says, "I'm gonna go help Kevin find."
I'm broken.
Have a great rest of your night, man. Happy Halloween. And he leaves very fast.
As soon as they're out of earshot and their backs are turned and they're walking away, I look at Magnus and I go, I don't ever want to do that ever again. I apologize right now, but if I don't find Marcus and kill him right now, or if I don't hit something, I'm gonna lose my mind.
It's just like there's not words. There's just like head shaking. Like, nope. like, I have an aura that makes people. What's the description for? That makes people uncomfortable around. An unnerving aura, but even I feel uncomfortable after that.
Good.
That's not, it's good.
That's nothing in for you.
Okay.
And I think it's like right at that time that Tad and Gian come back. Like, okay, we got the guy away from the lady in red. She was trying to get him to drink some stuff, and I don't think she likes us very much.
Well,
Trouble.
we now have the head of security as our best friend, so.
Oh, that's a relief. So in case they try to come do a murder to us, we'll be protected.
Come and try to do a murder now.
Do a murder.
I love it. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna steal that.
It's amazing.
Oh god.
So between do a murder on us and Kevin go find that tweaker, we just have like the best line.
An 80 slam van. It's like a
And
whole.
an 80s
This whole.
slam van with flames on the side.
God,
Oh,
you really are just an old movie.
I love it. This is my love monster of the week. All right. So what do y'all do?
Apparently, we're living in Tad and Gian's bogus journey.
Yes!
Would watch. Would watch.
Would watch.
Oh gosh. So I look at Magnus after all of that hubbub, and we're all kind of gathered back around, and I say, all right, so you have a goal, I have a goal, I have a feeling our goals are aligned or very close to each other. What do you need? Because I'm willing to help.
It's like weighing. It's like, where is Eric? If we're gonna have this conversation, we should have it with
Erica
everyone.
is still with
Like-
y'all from trying to distract that one guard.
Ah, good. Right.
So all 5 of you are together conveniently.
Oh, nice. Gang's all here.
Outside, old bell tower. Nothing ancient and evil goes in the basement.
Got it. Okay.
That's the crux of this shell game.
That's the it. All right. Well, there's a big
So-
old evil wandering around, and big old evil tends to like things underground. So
I'm slightly worried that they want the boy to open the door, but I don't know how those things tie together.
But we should probably keep the big bad away from the other big bad stuff, right?
divide and
That's
conquer.
the sense I'm getting.
Yes, and we can
Okay.
also make sure that the young sir isn't ever approached anymore.
You don't have to divide and conquer. Rick will come over. Hey, I'm gonna go hang out by the bell tower. I think we all know what's going on over here, so I'm gonna go hang out over there. And he peels outside.
Right, wait, is that Smoky Greaseball?
Smoky Greaseball, supernatural detective.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rick Douglas. I don't want you guys to have to split up and like have some people go hang out outside.
Mhm.
So
Oh, okay.
he'll go do that for you.
Okay, that's great. How's the situation looking with Mrs. Winthrop?
So now a few of
Oh
the
yeah.
she's awake. A few of the staff
Okay.
have her like standing up, and her, Hank, and her husband are kind of all like being led out of the ballroom. And Mr. Winthrop actually looks around and he says, "No, she's fine. Just overexcited. Just please continue, and we will be back with you shortly. Enjoy your night and happy Halloween." And they all kind of like shuffle out with her.
Could I roll investigate a mystery? Because there's one of the questions I like to
Yes,
ask.
absolutely.
Okay, 5 plus 2. That's a mixed success. 7.
I think you get 1.
Yeah, that's good because then I can ask the question I wanted to ask, which is what happened here. Like, can I find out what exactly made her?
So I'll give you the pieces of it.
Yeah.
So, looking around trying to assess what's going on in the room, you notice that the woman in red and her companions are gone. And in fact, everyone that in that entire group that Vivian pointed to is not in this room anymore. Around where Mrs. Winthrop collapsed, you notice a broken glass on the ground. And like you notice that there is a pile of broken glass and alcohol from what she dropped.
Kind of like the stuff the red lady was trying to slide Hank.
This actually looks like champagne.
Okay. That's sus. Okay.
But on your 1, you think you may it's really hard to like tell from a distance, and with like all these people moving around and like butlers and staff actively attempting to start cleaning the area, but there might you think you may see something a little weird in that pile of alcohol and glass.
I'll just like poke Magnus on the arm and be like, I'm gonna go check that out. And not giving any more explanation, just start to try to kind of weave over towards that, trying to be smooth and discreet, basically. Because I
Okay.
assume there's a lot of people right around there.
Actually, most guests are starting to clear that area. It's
Okay.
mostly staff over there now,
Yeah.
but you are
I don't
able
want
to get over
I
there
don't want
pretty
to like do a beeline for it, but kind of like
by the
just
time that
get
you
close.
you break the crowd and you like get into that area, one of the butlers swept up that pile into a dustbin,
Oh fuck.
like into a little pan. It's still like it's by itself in the pan, but he's starting to clean it up.
Okay. Is there any way I could Gotta look at that too.
You can ask.
Go with the classic, like, has anyone seen my earring? I think I dropped an earring. Like,
I could go. Could I go up to them and be like, "Oh, could I help? Could I have you clean up this in some way? I'm. Is there anything I can do to make this easier for you?"
And you see him actually reach out and he scratches his neck, and as he does, you see these like really weird looking scars. No, ma'am, don't worry about it. The staff has this completely under control. Please, it's nothing to be worried about. Please enjoy the party. Please have a good time. No worries. No worries.
All right, if you say so. But all right, and then I'll just try to move away
Okay.
and go back to the group.
Awesome.
Okay, that was sketch as fuck.
Also, I wanted to say it sooner, but Jian would have most likely tried to offer help to the nobles, to the Winthrops, because like trying to use their status as being from the oh, what's it called? I already forgot. As being part of the order, just trying to offer some assistance and protection.
Is your order like a secret society, or is it like
Well, I
a
assume-
public front charitable organization sort of thing?
Well, I assume that the people who organize this party know about us since they always invite one of
Probably not actually. Like they send a different person every year. And like they just manage to acquire an invitation, but I mean if you want we can do that. That can definitely work, that it's like a standing arrangement. I'll tell you what it is. The butler, like the main butler for the family knows what's up. And like you or your previous members coming here are like kind of here as an extra measure of security for them, but the Winthrops themselves just think that you are one of the guests.
All right,
but you can, on that note, go with them because the butler is there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. All right, then yeah, I'm going to follow with the butler.
Okay. You know this guy's name is Roger, and he says, yes, sure. Mr. Douglas, who I hired for extra security, is nowhere to be seen right now. So, of course, just keep it quiet. And if they ask, tell them that you're, I don't know, a masseuse or something.
All right.
Oh my god.
Would you like a massage in the middle of this pool?
Some ancient Eastern healing techniques.
Were you poisoned? I can cure it.
We're real good with Reiki.
Oh god.
Did you see my van? I know.
Oh, let me go get my box of crystals out of the back of the van.
Oh my gosh. Amazing.
All right. So yes, you can go with them. And then what's everybody else doing?
Seeing that entire group has vanished, that's like alarm bells, and Rick being like, we should probably go, and
Same.
it's like a look at Vivian and like, I feel like this is going to get, how do you people put it?
Messy.
Yes.
Fucked.
No.
Are you sure?
Maybe. No. He's
Really
like, it's
shitty.
just a constant like, no, yes, no, like, to each like different.
Each suggestion. Well, it's very simple in my mind. Marcus is probably the source of a lot of the issues. Makes sense. He's mine. And I'm going to take care of the problem, so...
I really don't want to bother the others if I can help it. I need to collect some things from the servery. I'll meet you all back here.
Here, or I tell you what, I'll meet you near the stairs in the Great Hall, because I'm going to try to track Marcus.
Okay, sure. And there's a sort of a there's less care that someone will notice what's going. You know, like there's been this whole hysteria. People are probably paying attention to something else. Everyone's had a few drinks. The speed he moves at is like aggressive. It just like disappears.
Nice.
Hell yeah. And then, so what are Erica and Tad gonna do?
I don't know.
I mean, you can come with me if you want.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with you because you seem like where the trouble's gonna be, and I want to be there.
I
And also, Max can stop me
pull
right now.
Tad off to the side. Do you know how to use a blade?
Decently. I also have a gun on me.
How do you
Oh man!
Don't freak out, but I did smuggle a gun into this party. It was in the van.
She just looks at you. She goes,
It's just it's perfectly legal, right? You can.
This
conceal
is
carry
Georgia.
whatever.
This is Georgia.
Yeah.
This is Georgia.
So if that's the case, then okay, fine. I was gonna go get my hunting rifle, but
As long as it's not surface to air, it's street legal.
do you need a blade?
Okay.
Because I have one I can give you.
I like a blade.
Okay, I just
That's
palm
more discreet and less
Tad
loud.
one of the knives in a sheath.
Let me just tell you a quick fun fact about how it works in Georgia. I found out that if you are 16 and have a gun license, totally can happen, you can bring your gun to school as long as you keep it in your car.
Gross.
Fun fact, that's
What is
true.
the country you guys live in? This is a fictional universe for.
Yeah, right? No, this is
America.
Bizarro
Jesus.
World.
Yay!
No, it's yeah.
Yeah.
Is that like the guy that owned a howitzer because it had been grandfathered into the law? Is that a Georgia thing or is
That's probably Florida. That seems like a Florida
It's
thing.
Florida.
Yeah.
Poor Florida.
Florida? Man.
No, Florida. That's no.
Florida
I don't-
brought it on itself.
Poor Florida, nothing. I live next to Florida. Poor Florida, nothing. They bring it on themselves.
Just the most ridiculous thing
God.
I've ever read.
So I'll just
Alright.
I'll just palm Tad a knife and say, "Don't lose that, or it comes out of your." I guess you don't have an allowance, huh? You're too old for that. Anyways.
You're 22.
No, my mom still gives me $5 to gas it.
Vivian doesn't know.
Yeah, I've got gas money for the slam van.
She's-
It's not...
Old and tired and just wants to kill a vampire and be done with her life and go to a
Yeah.
cabin and never
Yeah,
talk
I
to
won't
people
lose it,
again.
don't worry. Yeah,
I imagine that it's not called the slam van for any sexual reason, but because you have to slam on the brakes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Everybody just thinks it's real weird when you call your van that.
I just look at Erica. Do you want to come with us? I'm hunting vamp things.
Sure.
Do you need a knife?
Erica's gonna like open up her like what's it called? Like suit, and
Mhm.
like drug dealers doing movies, and it's just like all knives.
Yes!
Hey guy,
Look
you
at
want to
that
buy a
guy.
knife?
I like to think that it runs the full gambit of the incredibly dangerous.
So we all
There's
use
like a
smuggled
full
weapons
array.
for
There's
no
like
reason.
one butter knife inside.
Yeah.
I love the idea that Vivian is like, oh man, I went through all this effort to smuggle in all this
know!
like knives and shit, and Taz just like, oh, I brought a gun.
Yeah, and Devin said
Wanna
like,
buy a
I didn't know
knife?
there was gonna be anything weird at this party. They thought they were just going to go to a party,
Which
be
is what
fancy
you
and
do
have
in
a
the
good
South. You
time.
just bring your
They just
gun.
brought a-
Yeah, these are
Oh gosh.
like it's perfectly
Welcome to-
legal.
Welcome to America.
Yeah. Yay, you want a knife?
Yeah, you've got your. Yeah, but
Back to America. Want a knife?
I'm
Don't
guessing
have
your
a gun.
party gun is different to your like work
It hurts,
gun.
that's
Like
what
they're like
it
you know.
Yeah. No, seriously, like
This is my walking around
come
gun.
here.
This is my
Yeah.
formal gun.
this
I keep it in a little tux holster.
like a,
it matches
you know.
my clutch. It's fine.
you have like a revolver for being the belle of the. You have like
Ugh.
a 22 for going to the supermarket. It's like,
Yeah. All right.
Oh.
Let's
Yeah,
let's
I'm in
leave
England, and I know
reality
that's.
and the terrifying
That's
terrifying
horrible.
day to day
All
of
right.
my life.
So,
Sorry.
yeah, I think the three of us will try to track Marcus.
Okay. So Magnus, you double time over to the scullery to go get your kit.
Yes.
To
collect the big baby
then-
and then get back.
Mhm. Gian, I'll get to you and the Winthrops here in a second. But Vivian and Tad and Erica, the three of you follow your two, like the two of them go first, and then you three follow out behind him. And it seems like the Winthrops have been moved into like the drawing room for now, which has been closed off. But you do see a few of Marcus's associates sort of like filtering around through here. And you actually see one of them, a real greasy dude, coming down the stairs.
Okay. By himself?
Yes, but you don't see Marcus in this room.
Okay, but I recognize him as one of that entourage.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
fucker.
this might be the dude that the head of security was
Right.
talking
Right.
about.
Okay, because I was gonna say, because I'm
Yeah.
definitely keeping an eye out. So I look at Tad, I look at Erica. How do we want to play this? Because I'm gonna go over and punch the guy, but I figure that draws attention to us. So
Yeah, but let's not make a scene until we absolutely had to.
fair enough.
I think.
So I'm
At least
just
get him alone.
I am going. No, I'm not. Here's the thing. I just want to scare him. So I'm just going to break ranks with them, and go over to the base of the stairs, cross my arms, and flash one little like glint of knife. I like overdo the cape a little bit, and just look at him, and then do the whole to him.
I'm watching you. Yeah.
Yep.
And he just waves merrily at you as he rejoins the rest of his crew.
Well, that didn't fucking work. All right.
Well,
Yeah.
at least we know where the rest of the crew is.
Yep.
There's still the woman in the red dress is here, and she's hanging out by one
Can
of
I
the
try
doors
to
to
keep out of sight from her? Just like, maybe
Yeah.
being behind Vivian, kind of bending down because I'm tall. Like, oh, this is...
I'm
You do what you
hiding.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I got
everybody act normal.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I want to keep an
She-
eye on her too.
Okay.
She tells us.
She seems real focused on like trying to look inconspicuous as well.
Mm-hmm. Just like me.
So yeah, the three of you come in here. Let's jump to Gian in the drawing room.
Mm-hmm.
So you come in here with the Winthrops, and I'm assuming like hang off to the edge while like the doctors and stuff look her over and
Yeah.
yeah. So basically she's saying, "Oh no, I'm fine, just overexcited and and she faints again."
Me too.
And
That's rude.
yeah, Hank is like sitting over by his mom, and while she faints again, and like the doctors are looking her over, you see his dad. You see his dad look over at Hank, and he says, "Hank, I noticed quite a few number of drinks in front of you this evening. You haven't been." And he says, "No. That was just ginger ale all night. I promise. I haven't been drinking. I haven't been doing anything like we talked about for me to move back in here. Like, no, I wouldn't do that tonight." He says, "Oh, all right. You seem okay now, but be careful. This arrangement is tenuous." He says, yeah. No, I understand. What's wrong with mom? And he looks over at one of the doctors, and the doctor's like, "Well, I'm not entirely certain. I mean, she should probably go to the hospital and get some tests done. But it's hard to say." Yeah, so they're like kind of just having this whole conversation while you're in here. Is there anything you want to do, or are you just like hanging around?
For the most part, just like keeping a very close eye on everything and anything, and also just if they see a way they can help, they'll offer it, of course.
Okay,
They want to
awesome.
be helped.
Yeah, great, awesome. So that is going to kind of keep going on. Magnus, as you go out through the kitchen into the scullery to get your kit, you notice there's no one in the kitchen right now, but the service entrance door leading outside is open.
That can't be good. That's like an external door, isn't that? Gets them out into.
Yeah, that's like an outside door.
Oh no. But I think he's calling for that like same like the maid he saw earlier. Well,
Miss Miggins.
Miss Miggins, are you back here? Hello.
You get no response.
Oh, this can't be good. Like go to. I assume he's familiar with where she told him his bag would be. Like he's been here before. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, you go retrieve your bag without any difficulty, but it is eerily quiet back here. And you notice that one of the burners in the kitchen has just been like left on.
I can't. It will investigate the mystery. Like, what is going on? Where is everybody?
Make it so.
Make it so.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's, I'm shot one. That is 12 total.
Fuck. So you can ask me like whatever the hell you want.
Let's see. So the really obvious one. I get. Where did it go with it being like the people who should be here?
I gotcha. So as you're looking around, you notice that the door to the meat larder is slightly ajar.
That kind
And you notice looking out of the service entrance, like a small red stain off on like the concrete outside.
Oh god, that was gonna be my other one was gonna be what's being concealed. Oh god, that's not good. Right. I mean, I've got to take a peek, right? Like you'll like kneel down, give it the dip, and is that what I think it is?
That outside is definitely blood. That stain is definitely blood.
Okay.
People blood, human blood.
Yeah, no. Like there's like the slight unzip of the bag, and then the faint like the sound of him like racking the action. Like still like in the bag, like he's got one hand on the top, open zip shut. It's like one arm is in the bag. You just like gently nudge the door,
holding a bag like this.
Yeah, like just nudges the door open that's like ajar, and is immediately like.
Mrs. Miggins is on the ground here. You notice the telltale signs of a bite on her neck, and blood, lots of it.
Oh god, pulse.
She's alive. She is alive. She's
no.
alive.
Yeah, but I have a different problem. My curse is feed. You must subsist on living humans. It might take the form of blood, brains, or spiritual essence, but it must be from people, and you have to act under pressure when a perfect opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, let's get that act under pressure.
No!
Maggie, no.
Oh no. Oh god, and it's based on cool. Oh dear.
Maggie, you're going to sleep in the third bedroom.
No one will ever know. It's a perfect opportunity. 8. 9. It's a 9.
It's a 9. It's a success.
Oh god. Oh no.
That is a mixed success. So I.
Oh god.
Here's what I'm gonna give you. She's like on the verge of death, unfortunately. She like even if you got her, you would need like magical healing in order to save her life, but you don't have that right now. So you pass your check, so it's not going to be like vicious. But instead you just kind of like gently pick her up, take her out of the meat larder over to the pantry, open the door, capital D, and gently like walk through into the hotel, put her down, and her body stays on the ground, but she stands up.
Yeah. Like he offers her a hand and like, lifts her out of the.
Yeah. And she goes, "Oh, damn it! I always wondered what that door opened into.
Yes. My
Oh.
apologies, old friend. It seems your time has come.
Oh. Well, where do I go?
Well,
Downstairs to the elevators.
yeah, it's like, the elevator's straight down. But and he puts a hand on her shoulder and looks, thinks for a minute. Third one on the left.
Absolutely. I trust. I don't really have any other choice right now, so that's exactly what I'm gonna do. And she pats you on the shoulder as well and says, "Thank you, Magnus," and walks down the hall towards the stairs.
Yeah.
And her body kind of dematerialized snap style out of existence.
He takes a big breath, and the dust that's left behind of her corporeal form just.
Yeah.
Okay.
Win some, lose some.
Yep.
All
Well,
right. So we're gonna jump to we're gonna leave you here for now, and we're gonna jump over to the trio in the Great Hall. One of the butlers you see coming down the stairs, and he is holding a small black leather pouch, and he looks very concerned.
Well, that's weird.
He looks like he's heading for the drawing room.
Okay. Okay.
As he
Okay.
does, though, you notice that Marcus's associates are starting to leave this room, including the woman in red. They are all kind of peeling off and going back towards the ballroom.
Okay.
So they're also moving in the direction, sort of towards the drawing room, but they keep going past.
Yeah, like this.
Okay. So something is up. Aha. Okay. Very good.
And Marcus is with them?
No, you still haven't seen him.
No.
No.
And that
since the ballroom.
I just look at Tad and Erica. I feel like this is distraction. And Marcus is getting up to something, which is why we don't see him. I really just want to go after him.
Yeah, is his crew as dangerous as he is? Because it's in that case, I mean,
That's a good
it seems like he's the
question.
one we should be focusing on.
That's a good question. Can I suss that out by examining this group?
Yeah, whatever you would use to investigate your quarry,
Yeah, it would
use
be
that.
read a bad situation. Yeah. Okay. So 9.
Okay. So you get one question? I
One
think?
question. Yes. So let me look at that real quick. So yeah, read a bad situation. I think when I'm looking at the group, knowing that Marcus is not with them, I would say I would want to know what's the biggest threat in that group.
What are the dangers?
Yeah.
Are there any dangers we haven't noticed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't see anything that would suggest they are quite as they may be vaguely supernatural just due to their association with a vampire like that.
Okay.
But they don't seem superhuman necessarily. The woman in red does seem to be moving with more agency. She is directing the rest of them.
Okay. So the de facto leader when Marcus isn't around.
Correct.
Okay.
She does seem, but every time you notice that she's talking to one of them, she puts her hand on their shoulder and looks them dead in the eyes, doesn't even blink, just stares at them.
Okay. Okay. I just relay to Tad and Erica that she might be a problem later, but with Marcus out of view, that is my concern.
But for now, should we try to find Marcus instead?
That's my goal.
All right then, let's do our best.
All right, let's go
Should
hunt a
we-
vampire.
Yeah.
Do we want to get the others?
So
Yeah,
let me get
we're gonna
Gian
meet-
real quick.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then
In the
because
meantime, we'll
this
go back to where we we're supposed to meet
Yes.
Magnus.
Yep.
Magnus, yeah, if we'll come back to you in a second. But so, Gian, as you are in the room with the Winthrops, that butler comes in with the black pouch. And he looks over at Mrs. Winthrop with like a pained expression on his face. And then he kind of shuffles over to the doctor, like Mr. Winthrop, the senior, and whispers something in his ear and passes the black bag to him. He opens the bag, looks into it, and the expression you see cross his face is one of like shock, horror, disappointment, and like a hint of like good old fashioned rage. And he puts the bag down and he looks over at his son and he says, "Would you care to explain this?" And Hank like looks and goes, "What?" And he looks at the bag and he looks inside of it and he goes, "I have no idea. This is not me." And his dad goes, "Well, Roger told me they found it in your room. So whose else would it be? Hank? What is? You told me this was done."
Gian is finally going to step forward, like, I apologize if I'm being forward. May I?
You cut out.
Okay, cut out on the last bit.
I apologize if I'm being forward, but may I take a look?
Yeah, I'm assuming you're saying, "Can I take a look?" And Mr. Winthrop looks really surprised. He goes, "Excuse me, who are you?" And Roger goes, "She's a masseuse. I asked her to be here just in case."
Yes, and I might be aware of what's in there, but it's just a curiosity.
He's fine. Go ahead. Everyone's gonna find out eventually when I throw this no good piece of shit out of my house again. And he goes, and Hank's like, "Dad, it is not mine. I don't know what. It is not mine." And so you look in the bag, and it is this is a drug bag. There is like a little baggie of white powder. You see some vials, some stuff wrapped in foil, some syringes, a spoon. It's like a hard drug bag.
Now, next GN is going to like, kind of walk over to Hank and like kneel down next to him, like, would you mind if I, investigate you for symptoms, if any of the things in these bags?
And with that, he actually, you know what? I'll let you roll manipulate someone before he reacts.
Okay. That is charm, which I'm not good at, but you know what? We're just gonna. I dropped dice. Okay, there we go. That is 2 6s.
Oh hell yeah. And he says, fine, whatever, we'll get this over with. And he like takes off his jacket and he starts rolling up the sleeves of his tuck shirt.
All right, I'm going to search this man for any signs of these things being used on him.
Yeah, you don't even have to roll for that. I mean, you don't see like any needle marks or track marks or anything. Like his nose looks like it does not, on a cursory glance, without being like a medical doctor, like he doesn't seem like he's on drugs. And yeah, like he just lets you do whatever you need to do.
All right, once I'm finished looking him over, I will turn to his father and be like, I don't believe he has used these. If they are his, they're most likely. But even then, I don't think they are his.
And he says, "What? You're a masseuse. I'm going to send him to the doctor in the morning, and we're going to get his blood tested and his hair and find out exactly what's going on. And then I'm going to have him pack his shit and get out of my house." And Hank just is like, "You know what? Fuck this." And he stands up and he walks out of the drawing room, like to the doors that lead outside. This sets of doors over here.
Jian will turn to the man again and be like, I approve of the blood test, but I can say from my experience with the human body that there were no signs of drug abuse, but I do think that the blood test is a good idea.
Well, thank you for your opinion. And I need to tend to my wife. And he turns back to like, moves in to like hold his wife's hand and stuff. Do the supportive husband thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm here if you need any. and they will go back to where they were.
Okay. So then 4 people in the Great Hall. Magnus, you jump back out of the serving areas and rejoin the group.
We have a problem.
We have several problems.
Mrs. Wiggins is dead. There's blood on an external door.
Dead how?
We have a problem.
Dead how?
He just took points.
Great, because I'm missing a vampire. Fantastic. Do you think he went out that way?
Blood on the door. Something definitely did.
Start there.
The only outside door we weren't watching.
Start there. All right, start there and start. And I just. Everyone's armed, and apparently there's a. Tad has a gun. I don't know.
What? Wait, what? It's like that is like incredulous. Like, what? What? Like,
Why does he sound like a disappointed dad all of a sudden?
I mean, probably right. He's very old.
Why do you
He
have
does-
that?
He doesn't look very old, but he is very old. He's-
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Can you see me?
No,
Okay, I'll try to reconnect.
that's all right. If no one wants to lead the hunt, I will.
Did we lose Steve as well?
No, I'm here.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just listening.
I got very confused. I thought you were like out of character.
Do we need to like collect? In fact, wait. I can get Gian. I look like staff with the mask on.
Mm.
We'll meet you at the nearest outside door. Just go and go quickly.
Got it. Okay.
Did I
There's
miss
already
something?
one dead. Mrs. Miggins is dead.
Oh shit.
The sweet old lady. She got eaten by.
Yeah.
Vampire. Oh shit.
All right. So Vivian, which group or if you're leading that hunt, which door are y'all gonna go out of? The closest one.
Exactly where Magnus pointed to where she was found.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So then that is gonna be over here, this
Okay.
general area.
Got it.
So Magnus, Vivian, you go out that way with Tad and Eric.
Yep.
As you do, your trained hunter eyes spot the blood mark on the floor or on the concrete outside.
Okay.
And you can tell that the trail leads off towards the bell tower.
Shit.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay.
And then Magnus going into the drawing room. This is right after Hank has walked out and Gianna's like retreated back to their corner. And yeah, you notice that one of the doors leading outside is like slightly ajar. This one right here.
Mhm.
And Gianna's like standing in the corner.
Like he'll go over. Like, who went out the door?
Who did go out the door?
It was
Like,
Hank. It was Hank.
The son of the host party, Hank.
Oh, God! Right. We need to move. Go. Find him. I will be right behind you. And he turns around and for someone else in the white masks.
Yeah, there's a couple staff members hanging around here. One of the butlers is nearby.
Yeah. And Gian will nod and excuse themselves from the room and immediately try and go and find Hank.
Okay.
Find the head of security.
Okay, yeah,
There's-
he's in this room at this point.
So it's the like subtle professional like. There has been an incident. Keep them in here. Nothing else comes in. Or I don't
You know
if
what?
it's a kitchen accident, but
And maybe something got slipped into her glass on accident, but you're right. We'll try to keep everyone inside for now. That seems like a good call. Excuse me, who are you? And he just realizes that he doesn't recognize you, even though you're wearing a staff mask.
somehow I think we have bigger problems right now than not recognizing external. And he just like it's the full like 180, and then like I have a job to do.
Okay. Where are you headed then?
Straight out the nearby door to look for Hank.
Okay, so you and Gian go out that door. And so, Vivian, you would see Magnus and Gian like coming around the other side of the house,
Okay.
like over here.
Okay.
Because by now you guys would be out like in the area beyond the map, in like the garden
Gotcha.
and stuff.
Okay. And just so you know, because Vivian absolutely is done with this pretense, the mask has come off, the cape has come off, and she's openly wearing her knives.
Great.
Gives no shits.
Oh god.
You see standing in like not even standing, but yeah, so like you're doing all that, and I would imagine this is hastened because as you step out into the garden proper, the security guard that you saw earlier is now face down in a pool of blood.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. We need to go. And just breaks into
Yeah, Gian
run.
is dead on sprinting now.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll run after. I'll follow.
My top hat has flown into the wind.
Dramatically.
I will use my move, my preternatural speed, and yeah,
Okay.
like ahead of the pack. He just like takes off at a rate of knots.
Oh,
That's awesome.
Wait, I just
Amazing.
remembered something that I can do.
Ooh, bring out the moves.
Yeah.
I want to try and use my fortune ability to see if I can find Hank.
Okay. So
Or
go
let's
ahead
see
and
what's
do
gonna
that.
happen. Okay, how do I do that exactly?
I am checking as well.
Roll weird. Okay, so I roll weird.
Oh yeah. So roll plus weird.
Okay. Where is the? Oh, there's my. Okay. All right. That's a 5 and a 7.
Okay. So like two separate rolls.
Yes.
Okay. So the 5 is a miss. So you would get bad information.
Oh.
I'm gonna take your 7 because you really only need to do 1. So I'm gonna do the
my bad.
thing and take 7. No, you're good. So you hold 1. You either have a useful object ready, be somewhere you are needed just in time, get a +1 for you to use whenever you want, etc.
I'd like to be at the right place at the right time. That'd be very
Gotcha.
nice.
So you need to get into the bell tower right now.
All right, then
Um,
I'm dead sprinting there.
Okay, is that where we're all going?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone together off to
Okay,
the
let's
tower.
get
Yep.
Yeah, Gian will BL to the tower, kind of.
All right. So you
I'm
all
readying my key.
you bolt over to the tower, and as you like kind of round like a hedge blocking off like the main base of the tower, you see Rick laying with his neck completely twisted around, like pushed up against the door frame, leading into the base of the tower.
No.
As you kind of walk around the corner, though, you see his eyes like blink rapidly, and his arm come up, and he spins his head back around.
Oh, that reminds
I
me of the
don't know.
Tecmo
I
game.
don't know that he's immortal, right? So I'm pretty
No.
shook. What the
doesn't-
hell?
Oh, it doesn't stop hurting. Oh, just because it still hurts. Oh, every
Alright,
time, every fucking time.
Gian will like lightly push him against the wall, like you should rest.
Yeah, nope, I'm staying here.
Yeah,
Oh,
this Joker.
fuck, I'm
Magnus
gonna have
is
to go
just
to
like-
the chiropractor.
Magnus like stings, don't it? And then he just like
Ugh.
While
Yeah,
you're
he,
groaning and moaning,
Marcus
what was
is
it?
in the basement.
Damn it.
Marcus is in the basement. I was setting down the wards and he got up behind me. I didn't expect him to be out here so early.
Right. Gian is bolting in. No more attention is being given to this man.
All right, I'll finish the wards. Deal with it.
Okay.
Yep.
And he actually, you see him like light one of his cigarettes, and he starts like throwing shit around like the base or the entrance between the hedges. That it's like warding material.
Yeah.
But so the 5 of you bolt inside. And there's like stairs up and there's stairs down. It's just like a really old stone tower.
Okay.
Did my prediction?
Down.
Did my
Down.
down, going down.
Okay. So you bolt down the stairs. And as you do, all of you don't even have to roll for this.
I'm sorry.
Someone put a banister in here at some point, and you're just sliding down it. So as you are sprinting down the stairs, you start hearing the sounds of things fighting. And then you hear like a very organic, like scorching squelch sort of noise, and the sound of like a loud load slam down on the ground.
Sliding faster, sliding faster, sliding faster.
Yeah, I will. I'm going full preternatural speed, and when you chase, flee, or run, I get +1 on going, and I move much faster than normal people. So I just take out, like, I'm not. It's no longer like, let's go with everyone else. It's like, this is too important. Like,
So you all come barreling down the stairs, and you enter into a small, maybe like 15-foot square room. Your stair entrance, let's say, is on like the southern wall. On the northern wall, directly opposite you, you see a massive stone, like circular door, like a rock that you would have to roll away, except it is set into the wall. On the face of that rock, you see this symbol, which is like sort of etched in to the rock itself. On the eastern wall to your right, as you come in, you see a thin man in blue, like a blue military uniform, disemboweled on the ground. He looks to be alive, though, because he's like breathing very shallowly.
Oh my gosh.
You see Marcus with Hank standing in front of this giant stone door, and he's like holding him up by the forearm, like this. And you see his like fangs are out. He's got blood on his hands, and he looks like he about to chomp on down.
No, I'm chucking a knife.
Chuck that knife.
Plop my rapier.
Eric also chucking a knife.
Would that be acting under pressure or kick some ass?
So in this situation, because it is an ancient vampire, I would say that is kick some ass.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Come on. 9 + 2, 11.
come on.
Okay,
shotgun.
so 11 on kick some ass. You get a complete success.
Yes.
You get an extra effect. You either gain the advantage, take +1 forward, or you can give it to somebody else. You can do an extra +1 harm, take -1 harm, or force them where you want them.
I'm going to. It's the knife, so it's 1 harm. And I'm going to force Marcus where I want him, which is to get him away from Hank.
Got it. So yeah, you throw that knife, and you actually like he is registering that y'all just came down here as you throw it. So you still manage to catch him in the shoulder, and he releases Hank's arm and turns around. Yeah, spins, turns around to face y'all, grabs the knife out of his back, and like flips it around so he's holding the blade as if he were gonna throw it.
Gotcha.
Who else has something?
Can Jian immediately move, protect Hank?
Yes. So roll to protect someone.
All right. All right. That is 11 as well.
Jesus, everybody, great job. Okay, so you're gonna take. Basically, you get to choose an extra effect. You suffer little harm, you take -1. All impending danger is now focused on you. You inflict harm on the enemy, or you hold the enemy back.
I'm going to hold the enemy back.
All right. So, what do you want to do? Describe it for me.
Well, actually, what were the options again? I apologize.
No, you're good. You suffer -1 harm. All impending danger is now focused on you. You inflict harm on the enemy, or you hold the enemy back.
I want all it to be focused on me.
Okay, great. So yeah, you like, I'm gonna say, just kind of like kung fu slip in and get between Marcus and Hank now that he's got him released, and like Hank is able to skitter away back towards the wall.
Yeah, and I have my rapier pointed right at this.
Yeah, but you're right up in he's right up in your face though.
Yay!
So who else has got something?
He's still like across the room, right?
Yes. Gian is right up in his face though.
Just wait, who am I kidding? I'll fire the shotgun.
All right, so at this point, I'm gonna say act under pressure because I don't think you're really in danger of him immediately retaliating.
All right. Yeah, just through the side of the bag, just comes up.
This is my boomstick.
Oh no, that's not. Nope. Nope. That's a 6.
Hee hee. That means I get to
clear.
do whatever I want.
Hard move.
Marty.
Please don't shoot me.
Yeah, you miss and you shoot. You don't hit Gian, but you shoot close enough to them that they are going to be at a disadvantage. And they like have to react and move out of the way.
Oh god.
So you're not only is impending danger now focused on them, they are also like in not an advantageous position.
Yeah, a worse outcome. Oh.
All right.
Darn it, I'm gonna die.
Erica, you got anything?
Yeah, Erica's gonna chuck a knife.
Okay.
And I rolled.
Act under pressure.
And...
Yeah.
Oh, action
Dad,
pressure.
get the monster man.
So because Vivian like drew the aggro by throwing the first knife,
Oh, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna say the subsequent attacks are act under pressure because you're not in danger.
Okay,
So-
that brings
Yeah.
to a 7.
Okay, that's a success. So you are able to throw the knife, and you hit, but like he tries to catch it, and it just like kind of goes through his palm. He doesn't like catch it right.
Ow!
So you still do some harm, but he just like grabs that.
Right.
And then Tad, do you have anything?
Yeah. I want to help out. I want to help Vivian get in a good attack or something because she knows this way better than I do. And so I'm going to try to, his attention is just going all over the place. He's being attacked. We came rushing in, the whole thing. And so I'm going to make loud noise by firing my gun, not at him, because my friends are right up in there. I don't want to hit any of them. So I'll just like fire right up in the ceiling.
I gotcha. You're trying to like draw aggro. I'm not even gonna make you roll for that.
Yeah, I'll roll to help
Yeah.
out. Okay, that's a 2, and what do I add to that? Plus cool?
Yeah, plus cool.
Yeah, plus cool. I'm not very cool, but maybe that's a 5.
Oh gosh.
You shoot
My
the air,
experience.
but you do that thing where you forget that guns are loud, and you'd
Yeah.
like do it right next to Vivian's head.
Oh man.
So like you
Yeah,
don't
too
hit her,
close.
but yeah, it's way too close. You might have tinnitus now.
Great.
Yeah, I fuck these up more.
No, you're beautiful.
Oh god.
Oh,
And so
no.
in response to all of this, Marcus is finally gonna like react. And so he is going to take the knife that he grabbed from Vivian and throw it back at her.
Okay.
So if you would, you just got tinnitus, so unfortunately
Right.
you're kind of distracted right now. So take 1 harm as that knife hits you.
Got it.
And then Gian right up in his face. So he's got that one knife like sticking out of his palm like this, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna backhand you with that hand.
Oh, fuck you.
And so like wham, and he like slams his arm around. So roll to kick some ass.
Alright.
Kitty.
Oh my gosh, my dice actually like me today. I'm so scared. They're gonna kill me later. That's a 12.
Oh my God.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
Listen, I'm going to die later. I know this. They're trying to lull me into a full security.
All right.
Scared.
So you get to pick an enhanced effect. You completely hold the advantage. All hunters involved in the fight get +1 for the rest of the fight.
Oh my
You
god.
suffer no harm at all. Your attack inflicts double the normal harm. Your attack drives the enemy away in a rout. I'm going to tell you the last one is not an option.
What was the second one?
You suffer no harm at all.
It was.
I'm going to be honest. One of these things just seems better than the rest.
Yeah.
Listen,
All
I
hunters
hate my-
involved in the fight get +1 forward is the way to go here.
You're right. I forgot all the options as soon as you said them because my brain
You're
sucks.
good. It happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that one. Yeah. Also, in terms of like what actually happened,
Yeah.
I just want to say GN catches the hand. Nope.
Yeah, oh, you still get scratched by the knife. Like, he still gets you a little bit with it, but, like,
Oh, that's
you
fine.
are able to, like, block and... Yeah, you fucking got this.
Yeah.
You still take 1 harm, but you are on top of the situation.
Oh,
alright.
This is amazing.
And then that would be, like, the next round. So there is really no initiative in Monster of the Week, so just, like, when you got something, just jump in.
Yeah. Take
Alright.
turns.
So he's been
No
hit.
gun.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he is now. His attention is entirely focused on fighting with Gian.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not gonna make my move yet, but I'm just gonna yell out, take him down. If you take him down, I can get rid of him.
I will follow this order that has been told. I will try and stab this guy with my rapier close to me.
Okay, so kick some ass and take +1 on that.
Kick ass.
All right. Okay. I roll it twice and I add it all.
Yeah, so you roll
Okay.
the two, add the 2 rolls, and then add your tough and +1.
Okay, so yeah, that's a 10.
Okay, complete success. You gain an extra effect. You inflict terrible. You can do +1 harm. You can take -1 harm. You force them where you want them, or you get +1 to your next roll.
I'm just gonna inflict some harm.
Sweet. So how much is that total then?
That's a very good question. 2 harm.
Okay, plus another 1 from the
Yeah.
10. So 3.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you are able to like bring your rapier around in like a really nice like flourishing stab, and you get him like right in the shoulder that Vivian got the knife into the back of his shoulder. You go in through the front of that same shoulder.
Yes.
That arm is soon going to be useless.
Yes.
And so yeah, but he still is able to like, I mean, he is like an ancient vampire, so he gets in with like a good punch right into your kidney. So you are gonna take like 1 harm.
Okay. My kidney. I need that for something.
I need that for processing things.
I need that for drinking alcohol.
That's your liver.
I need that.
All right. So who else has got something?
Yeah, I'm going to dump the shotgun and run at him. And you see the thing you haven't seen is creepy, glowy hands.
Wonderful. So roll to kick some ass. Yeah. Magnus starts to change.
Yeah, a little bit. It's not so much getting older as the face you can see sort of. I guess it would be kind of like getting older. There's some like retraction. It gets kind of gross.
Stinky.
Nice.
That's not bad. We get
It's getting
+1 from
Mhm.
the thingy. Right?
From
So-
Gian.
Oh god, I have 0 to. Oh no, that's fine. 8.
I take a step back when I see.
Yeah, just an 8. Oh.
Okay. So you're gonna take 2 harm as he responds to your charge, and like throws out like a full blast like supernatural punch. But you are able to get in there yourself and deal how much damage?
Oh god, where is it? So, base life drain, and I 2 life drain harm, and
Okay.
I only take 1 harm in reply because I'm immortal.
Perfect.
Always take 1 less harm.
Excellent. So you take 1 harm, and you life drain that fucker. And it doesn't. What is it? You said 2 harm.
Yeah.
So you notice that it doesn't seem he's not alive in the common sense of the term.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's not as effective as it would be on something with a pulse.
Yeah. I can't pull his soul out through his body.
That's already gone. That happened already. So but he is definitely aware there's another supernatural being in this fight now.
I think everyone is. The whole peeling face death thing.
Yeah, anyone who didn't know already is just like,
That's not supposed to happen.
I think you have a skin condition, sir. Something's wrong.
Sir, your skin is supposed to stay on your face.
Yes.
Magnus, put your makeup back on.
Oh yeah, Tad knows.
Yeah, Tad knows. They've seen this before.
Y'all are
where
swarming
is
this piece
Hank?
of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Where's
Hank is
right now?
Hank is over in the corner.
Okay.
Okay,
he's
so
like
he's
catching
away
his
from
breath,
this.
and he's freaking out. He's just found out that vampires are real,
Fair.
and that apparently other supernatural things are real.
Okay, does it seem like he's gonna... He's not in danger right now.
He's okay right now.
Yeah.
Y'all are swarming Marcus. Like, I want to say that now there's like at least 2 of you right up in his face. Like that are fucking, and like y'all are throwing knives and shooting at him and shit. Like he's got other priorities.
Yeah, he noticed that. Okay, these people seem to know what's going on at least.
Something's wrong.
Shit.
Magnus you dropped your shotgun, right?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna pick it up.
Sure.
I'm gonna pick it up.
Please don't shoot me.
How
Please.
close can I get to Magnus?
You can get up into it. I mean, like, this room is small. You can
That's
get up
what
to
I
it.
thought. My goal is to jab it up under his ribcage and just point blank.
Roll to kick some ass.
You!
Me?
Not you!
Oh, okay.
Not you!
What?
Well, you
Marcus!
said Magnus.
Sorry. Oh, sorry.
Wrong monster.
God damn it. Listen,
like-
they're both monsters and they're both names start with an M, okay? I got myself
That's true.
confused.
Yeah.
Mad boy.
I was like, Jesus.
Come on. That
Mob monster.
is a 14.
Woo. All right. So I was gonna ask for other moves, but
I love
like,
these dice.
I'm just. So you do that. Like, Marcus is completely fucking occupied right now. So you get up in there, you pump that shotgun right up under his ribs, and you pull that fucking trigger. And even for a supernatural, like, ancient vampire, you just dumped a shotgun into his rib cage, the entire thing. And you blow out like a massive hole into his chest.
Yes.
And he like eyes wide open in surprise, and he staggers back and slams into the door. And then as this happens, good call on Hank. Hank actually gets up, grabs a stake which has fallen out of your coat, and plunges it right into fucking Marcus's heart.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And you see this vampire like die. It ages up to the appropriate age its body would be for decomposition in rapid time. It's like the end of Last Crusade when he drinks the wrong cup and he's just like, ah! And like falls apart into dust.
Oh my god.
But final thing, as this happens, you see Marcus like has landed on that giant stone door, on like the symbol on top of it, and you see like his blood kind of trickle into that symbol, which it starts to like fill up.
Uh-oh.
I immediately grab Hank and jump back.
Okay. Yeah, you do. Yeah, Hank goes with you because he's now like hyperventilating and kind of freaking out.
Yeah, Gian tries to be comforting in their very robotic way, while also like backing them away from it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm,
Yeah, I've just turned the shotgun around. I don't know what's happening, but
Okay. You have it again. You're ready to use it.
Yeah.
Okay. So eventually that blood does fill the symbol. And it luminesces briefly for a second. And you hear like a like crunch of stone as the door like moves inward. It doesn't roll open, but you could in fact open it.
Shit.
Right, it depresses so that it can roll. It doesn't come out. Right.
Yes.
Fuck. Yeah, I can't feel like we should maybe leave.
I don't like
I
the look
move
of this.
Hank behind me.
No, I'm with Erica. I don't like the look of this.
Yeah, this is a stinky situation.
Yeah, you all need to leave now. It's like in front of it, like, get out of here.
What about you?
Then what exactly do you plan to do?
My job, now go.
Gian is going to lead Hank over to Tad and like next to us. I think you're taking my job here.
Wait, everyone is cutting out for me. I'm sorry, I can't hear anything.
It's alright.
Okay. Let's repeat
Gian
that.
like led Hank over to Tad.
Okay.
Before, like,
Hank
walking
just
up next to
follows. Hank just goes with you. He's like very numb
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
Aw.
I'm like, I
And,
have this person now.
And then Gian is gonna walk, next to Magnus and be like,
You cut out on that one. What did he say?
I believe that's also my job.
You're like, oh good, this again. You three go.
Yeah, Eric is just gonna use their support group skills and just calm.
Someone come pick me up.
As y'all are doing this, you hear a voice from beyond the door. Could you please shut the door?
Oh. Okay. It's like cautiously look over and just slowly close the door.
You try to pull it back into position, but it won't move. It only wants to move in the to roll it open.
Yeah, it'll roll, it won't come back
I
towards us.
apologize. I'm unable to close it. Could you help me?
Is Charles not? Charles, can you shut the door? Charles,
Looks around for a
Like
Charles.
Charles Winthrop?
The gentleman in blue.
who is disemboweled?
Oh no!
I'm afraid he's not doing too well right now.
Oh no. Is he dead?
Yeah,
Sad.
kinda.
Tragically, yes.
Actually, yeah, very.
Very dead.
Not kind of. I don't know why I said that.
I mean, he's
You guys are
dead,
not
but
being comforting.
no one's collected his soul. He like
Uh,
licks his lips when he says it. Like,
as you
I just
do,
look at Magnus and shake my head like, no.
well,
Time and place.
I guess then I need you to open the door.
What happens when we open it?
Nothing, hopefully.
All right.
Great.
Is there any way I can like determine if this person is, manipulating us?
is that investigate or read?
You
Yeah,
can do
'cause
read a bad situation or investigate a mystery. They're basically the same.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's a 4. Never mind.
You just trust them. You don't even think about it. You just feel like they're
Alright.
Well,
probably
so there's
right.
supposed to be something bad behind this door.
Yes.
Is that the bad behind the door?
I don't know. Something bad
Are
in
you
the
the bad
biblical
behind the door?
sense.
Yes, I am the bad behind the door, but I would like to stay behind the door. So if you could just open it, we'll sort this out, and then we can close it again. That would be amazing.
All right. Don't kill us. Just opens the door.
I'm not going to kill you.
All right. Sorry, I have doubts. I just fought a vampire.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have doubts.
I have trust issues right now.
Yes. We just killed an old one. So...
It's like I almost met one of my friends about me. Dilemma. Yeah, the door.
He must have been.
They open the door.
He must have been related to somebody. So if you could just let's get this over with.
Yeah, the door is open now.
Okay.
So in this room, it looks like a 1-bedroom studio apartment. It is. There's like a little TV. There's like a fridge, kitchen table. There's a bed. There's a couch. There's like a
Looks a lot
golden
like my place.
retriever in here hanging out.
Please
And
tell me
there's,
the bad behind the door
Pet
is
the
just
dog.
the...
Can I pet the dog?
Yeah, the dog is very friendly. He comes over and he greets you. And there's just a guy here sitting on the couch, and he's drinking a beer out of a bottle and a koozie. And he says, "Hello."
Gian is covered in vampire blood, just like looking at this like, oh, hello.
Are you gonna pet your dog?
Yeah. Abel's a good boy.
Wait.
Pardon my intrusion. What is going on here? Why are you locked behind the door?
Because no one normally comes to bother me in here, and I need to not be bothered. People need to stay away from me. So I hang out in here. But it seems like my keeper has passed on. So before the door can close again, I need a new one. It's a good thing that the door opened when Charles died, because otherwise, well, yeah.
Who are you?
Who killed a relative?
Wait, relative of Charles or relative of...
Hank says, well, the vampire told me that we were... He was like my uncle or something.
Oh. Well, that would explain some things, I suppose.
The guy like kind of cheers his beer and says, well, there you go. He in response to your question, who am I? He like rolls up the sleeve of his shirt, and you see the same mark that was on the door, like burned into his forearm.
Yep.
Oh dear.
And he says, my name is Kane. You may have heard of me. Yeah. So my keeper is dead. I would like the door to be shut again. And for that to happen, I need a new keeper.
How do you get a new keeper?
Somebody has to volunteer.
As normally I would, but I'm already in charge of him. Points at Tad.
Hank actually steps forward. I'll do it.
That's what I was hoping would happen.
Oh.
This is my family's property now, and I've kind of done nothing good with my life for a long time, and this feels like a chance to make that correct. So what do I have to do? And Kane is just like, well, I'll walk you through the process and get you acquainted. But for now, I just need you to hold still for a second, and I apologize in advance. And he reaches into like the fire that he's got in another corner of the room and pulls out a brand, which he uses to put the same mark on Hank, who does not scream. He just takes it.
Yep. GN will put like a comforting hand on his shoulder. Through that.
Magnus will regrow his face.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's lovely. There's your skin. That's supposed to be there.
I'm leaving the tower.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good idea.
I'm gonna take that keeper to
The
where
old
he
one?
needs-
Yeah, he goes on the third elevator to the left as well.
He just, just nods, goes,
Yeah.
does his job.
Okay. As we leave, can I just like pull Rihanna aside and be like, "What do you mean you're my keeper?"
It's
I'm older than you. You can't babysit me. That why? Why do I need a keeper?
Just Gian just pats his head like I do.
Oh God. We are a little bit over our 1 o'clock.
Yeah, just a little
Yeah.
bit.
So I think that is probably as good a place as any on that spooky cliffhanger to leave this adventure of. I don't even have a name for this group yet. I guess Slam Vanners.
Yes!
Oh,
I'm
no.
so honored that that joke went over so well.
Oh, no.
Oh, these amazing, beautiful people. If you have not already, you should definitely make a donate. If you laughed during this 3-hour period, you should go donate to the Rainforest Alliance.
That's right.
Yeah, we're not
That's right.
asking for we're not asking for your money,
Nope.
but nature is.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Exactly.
Nature needs it more than we do.
Oh my
Trees
gosh.
need the paper back.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, let's
Please pay the.
let's just give Steve a little like round of applause.
Oh
because
yes,
that was
amazing.
amazing.
Absolutely.
Thank
That
you.
was wonderful.
Thank you.
well,
I appreciate
yeah.
that.
Seriously, this was amazing. I had a wonderful time.
So yeah, let's
is
go
super
ahead
fun.
and sign off. Again, like Steve had said, please donate. It's rainforest-alliance.org. You can check out all their work there. Hit the big yellow donate button. Please join us here in less than 2 hours. We're back with Chris P, who's going to be our DM for Starfinder. A new group. I'll be in the Starfinder game along with a few other friends. Biba's going to join us for that. Fen is in there. Our friend Bran from Spirit of the Wilds is going to be in that game. I'm going to play a pilot android because I can. And because I can. Hell yes. And then make sure that you catch us back again tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for a special Frostwalkers one-shot with Biba and the Frostwalker crew. So please check that out as well. Thank you for watching. Thank you for laughing. Thank you to all these beautiful people. So that was fabulous.
That was so fun.
That was fabulous. And we
That's
will
amazing.
sign off for a little bit. So we'll see you all very, very soon. Bye, everybody!
Bye.
Bye.